Oh, hi, you guys. We're back for more. I'm still setting up the setup, but whilst I'm here, let's do some introductions. Today we are raising money for Races Texas, which you can do here. This is the donation link. This is to give the most money with the least charges to the charity. When we finish at the end of this session, I'm gonna go and make a whole bunch of donation. Like, it's gonna be, what is it, £560 we've raised? Boom! You guys, we've done it. We're living the dream right now. We're dreamers. I'm a believer, and all them other good things. I'm a dreamer. Bam, 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 bam. Anyway, just transition. Am I losing? Oh, it's getting light outside. Oh boy. Might have to change the thing. I might have to change the thing, but it's all good. We're fine. It's all good. Okay. What am I doing? Oh yeah, the thingy. Oops. Oh my. Okay. Accidentally added an extra nat 1 where I shouldn't have done. Yeah, so guys, this stream is going towards the kids on the border who are being separated from their families, the immigrant kids who aren't getting any representation, and basically we want to try and raise the funds to go and help represent them, which is I think a fairly noble cause. Yeah, so if you guys want to help out with that, please just chuck a donation our way. We'll do extra things when we hit every £100. We will do the whole like viewer decision thing. Today we've introduced wild magic surges as well. I have a wild magic surge table open. So we can also do that. Last thing I need to do is the roll 20. There it is. Yeah, so we've had a really positive experience today, guys. It's been amazing. I'm starting to get a little bit tired, but I'm not terrible. You know, I never am though. It's one of them things. I just seem to, you know, go and go and go and go and go, which is fun. In this one, I'm gonna be playing a Scottish person, which will also be fun. But I think I've pretty much talked myself out. Yeah, I think we're ready to go and get the guys. Let's go and get the guys. The guys. Oh, hi, guys. You're live.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are you?
You know, it's 4 a.m. where I'm at.
Yeah,
It's 4 a.m.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's 4
Hang on,
a.m. where
hang
I'm
Let me
at too.
Let me just type exclamation mark uptime. Yeah, it's 22 hours 41 minutes where I am.
Here.
Yeah, okay. So Chelsea, would you like to go first or last on introductions?
Oh, I never get a choice.
You get
Yeah.
a choice.
I guess I'm talking, so I'll say things. Yep. I'm Chelsea. I'm gonna be a DM for today. We'll hop into a little bit of story, but I'm excited. This one's really focused on like a terrain type setting. So I'm really excited to play through this little one shot I've kind of thrown together. So, and I was with you like what 24 hours ago. We kicked off at like 5:30 yesterday morning with the Q&A. And
Yeah.
I'm getting to like close out today. So you're like it's like a little red dot sandwich.
Yeah, you're like bookmark. You're like bookends for me. I've got Chelsea bookends. This is awesome.
So yeah, so I'm obviously I'm excited to be here. I'm eating a pastry and drinking my coffee, so I'm sure things will pick up as I put more caffeine in my system.
I've just wolfed down like a semi like, you know, sausage, eggs, and chips. Oh, brilliant.
That sounds good.
And there might even be coffee on the way.
Was that out? Coffee fairy? Oh, coffee fairy.
The fairies? No. So we'll go round the clock, shall we? Shall we introduce our characters? We will start with I lived in a cake.
Hey, it's me. I am Leslie, also known as Cake everywhere that's important. I am playing a gnome barbarian called Nova today. I haven't played a barbarian before, so bear with me. I am looking forward to this game, though.
Fantastic. And next up, we have
Looks like we
Ronan
got a
Summer.
new friend.
Thanks for the host.
Hello, I'm Hanno, known as Ronan_Summer, and I shall be playing Oolong, a Furbolg Radiant Soul Monk.
Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. can you tell us any more about him? Maybe a little backstory or something? How did he get to be? I'm not playing for time, so I can build my character or anything. I promise.
Right, sure.
Well,
He used to belong to a tribe of Furborg that took care of a forest
Okay.
until that fateful day that something, when he was still, a child, probably not small, because he is over 7 feet. So, and the whole forest burned down in a wildfire, and he was the only one that got away and he ran until he was found by a priest of the Thunder, who then took him in and raised him in the monastery. And he got his name because a cup of tea was the first thing that calmed him down. That's why he goes by Oolong, because the priests had an idea of Furborg naming conventions, but not quite a good one.
Okay, fantastic. And next up, we welcome back Tony.
Hi, I'm Tony. I'm playing Jeremiah today. He's a rogue. He's run away from his guild as such, and he's a bit on the nervous side about being seen by other members. I'm normally Nil Chill on Twitter, and you'll find me as Lightfingery in Twitch.
Fantastic. Sorry, your characters today. Sorry, can you just go through? Maybe you give us a bit more information about.
Jeremiah. He was found as an orphan, taken to the guild the Thieves Guild, used as a thief mainly, and he's run away from them, and they're on the hunt for him.
Awesome. Fantastic. And so next up, we welcome the IT Parade now. Now, hang on, Kristen.
Yeah. Hi.
Hi.
Kristen. I will be playing Douglas, who is an Aarakocra paladin. Yay. And he's just a good bird boy. This will be my first time playing a paladin and with this group, and I'm really excited about it. And I have coffee too, so
I have coffee too now.
Yeah.
Thank
Ready
you,
to go.
Love you. Hang on a minute. Oh, bloody. Today I'm gonna be playing Bogdan. Bogdan, he's, a wee bunny Scots guy. Except if you call him a wee bunny Scots guy, he's gonna dick you. And don't ask about his past, because he hasn't got one, as far as you're concerned.
He literally was born today. He came into big.
And so I will hand over to Chelsea. Thank you for playing for time, guys. I got all the stats filled in.
Awesome. Well, today's story begins as any great story does, with a call board. With a call for adventurers to come solve a problem. In fact, there have been posted across the land this kind of strange, questionable call, seeking adventurers for a rescue mission. A date and a time is given, and each of you have answered this call. Now, most important is, in fact, the pay for this job. It is signed by one Lord Dumont. And Lord Dumont is known for his collection of gold and his large palace that sits on the cusp of the desert. For most of you, it's about a day's journey, and you're able to make it pretty easily. Pay is 1,000 gold per person that participates and returns. You're right. Anyone not interested in gold have other options as well, it says in a fine italic print at the bottom. As you guys reach Lord Dumont's palace, it is extraordinary. These dome-topped ceilings, a lot of mosaic, beautiful mosaic tiles. The domes complement the rolling sand dunes in the background. And the city is a bustle. It's morning, daylight. The sun is definitely up, and heat is beginning to rise in the desert. It's getting that haziness on the horizon. You're welcomed and greeted by two very hardy gentlemen who don't seem to be very good at their jobs of being guards of the city, and they welcome you in. Yeah, you guys bustle into what is basically an open bazaar as soon as you walk in the gates of this city. Each of you are able to navigate pretty simply to the palace steps. Everything leads straight to the end. And you all arrive. Anybody want to arrive late or early? We always want to accommodate those early birds, and there's late folk.
Well, Douglas would be an early bird, kind of pun intended. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say Douglas probably arrives first then. And you can hang out on the steps. Nobody's there to necessarily greet you yet, but you know you've arrived. And you're able to scope out the situation, and actually you're able to watch as the rest of the party trails in behind you. And what do we see again? We've got I want to make sure, just run around and tell me your race and class again. And maybe even if you want to give a brief description of like what you're wearing, like what you physically look like. And let's start with Geneva. Geneva?
Oh,
is that right?
Nova.
Yeah. Just Nova, no G. Okay,
the G is silent because she's a gnome.
Oh, that's cute. Okay, cool, got it.
She's a gnome barbarian, and her name is Nova down here. She is wearing, it looks like an animal pelt of some type. It's probably the outside in, so like the leather is part of the outside, the fur is on the inside. You can't really tell what it is. And she looks rugged, and she's a little rock gnome. But she's like happy to be there as well. So she's walked in and she's got a flail sort of slung across her shoulder and called a hand axe and this short javelin because it's gnome height.
Great. Well, you have flyer in hand, basically. You pulled off whatever call board in whatever town you pulled it from. See a matching one in the hand of the Arakakra that is already arrived on the steps of the palace, which is where you were to meet Lord Dumont. And following in, not just steps behind you, is Oolong. How does Oolong look physically? Oh, you're muted.
Thanks. Well, Oolong is this 7.5 foot bluish gray skinned furball, brown, trusting brown eyes, brown hair, bit shaggy. Just looking around at everything because he hasn't been here. He's wearing a tunic and walking with a maybe a slightly large quarterstaff, because otherwise it would just be a cane.
Yeah.
And yeah, he looks happy. He looks interested. He also has this notice, but it's folded away in a pouch very carefully, because he's a gentle type usually.
Yeah. So you walk up, maybe your flyer's not necessarily out, but you see this rock gnome and this Arakakra hanging out on the steps, and you join them because their flyers are very, very evident. We'll say, does anybody want to show up late? Because I'm going to put you last.
I'll be last.
Okay, great. So it's actually Jeremiah that arrives next. Jeremiah, what do you look like physically?
Well, I'm an elven rogue. I'm dressed in studded leather, which in this heat is a nightmare. I'm very cautious about my surroundings. I'm always on the lookout for anyone who can recognize me, possibly. I sort of stay to myself for the most part.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Cool. And I was gonna ask what our Scottish friend looks like, but he's not currently here at the moment. So
he's so late.
He's so
he's
late.
Not even here yet.
Not even here yet. And Bogdan, we'll say he actually comes up so late that the Lord has already stepped out onto the steps. There's this big kind of flourish that happens with sounds of trumpets, and banners drop as the five of you kind of stand on the steps staring up at the platform at the top. And he comes down. He is a obese gentleman, large in stature, and his clothes are too tight, without a doubt. He might have been able to wear them years ago, but his belly pokes just a little bit. He is still eating as he comes down the steps. He wears lots of gold on his fingers to show his status. His robes are purple and gold, and as he comes down, he gestures to his, people. A few people in the bazaar stop, wave back at their lord. And he comes down to the bottom and says, well, you are the brave few that are answering the call for a rescue mission?
Yes, that's me. I'm Douglas.
And me. Sorry.
No? Please, there will be plenty of time for formalities. Come, into the palace. Is anybody hungry? Water? Wine? And he claps. He says, treat them to whatever they want. He kind of flails his hands as he waddles very slowly back up the steps and into the palace. Bogdan comes running in. You can hear the pitter-patter of his feet as he catches the back of the line like the kid that's just late to class. And all of you enter the palace, which is so beautiful. Large pillars run down the center and complement the dome ceiling that shines in through stained glass. The light from the desert washes the floor in color. And you can see his seat, might not call it a throne necessarily, but definitely his place. His wife sits next to him, and there is a third seat that is empty to his left. And he comes in and down in his seat. His belly looks twice as large now with the way he's sitting. And he gestures for somebody to bring in a plate of cheese and wine. And he motions for all of you to come closer to the kind of, I guess, at his feet, at the bottom of his chair. Bogdan. I was about to say, Bogdan, we decided you showed up late. Him running in behind. Okay.
Absolutely fine. Thank you very much, Marcy, for the £5 donation to give a nat 20 to Kristen, the IT career.
Yes, nat 20s.
Yay, thank you.
You guys are gonna need them.
I never get nat 20s, so.
As all of you step closer to his designated seating area as he lounges, little gnomes run in from behind you with chairs and basically all but bump them up next to the back of your legs, causing you to kind of sit down. He says, welcome, this hearty man. And he says, so let me get right to the point. My daughter, she is a lovely, genteel kind of woman. Her name is Misty. She likes to attend a party in the desert once a year. Takes place over about 8 days. Wow, and at this oasis deep in the desert, about a day's travel from here. She left for that party and has yet to return. That was 3 weeks ago. I would like you to go scope out the situation. There is a high probability my daughter, being the adorable, wonderful, beautiful flower that she is, he kind of grinds his teeth as he says it, she is probably just still there, enjoying herself and partying. I would appreciate it if you would return her to my custody.
We will gladly bring her back safely. I think Douglas would probably be awkwardly trying to fit in these chairs because he has these huge wings, and so he's kind of shuffling around yes, well, yeah, I'll gladly.
Wonderful. Of course, payment is 1,000 gold pieces, but if you prefer, we do also have open property here in my abode, which you are welcome to claim a piece if you are interested.
Douglas wants to ask if she's gone missing before like this.
She has the tendency to disappear occasionally, but the longest she's ever been out in the desert has been about 10 days. She's almost been gone a month.
Oh my.
It seems a bit extreme. My fear is that she does not have the items she needs to survive such a harsh realities of the desert.
You do need all sorts of things in the desert. I'm a desert barbarian. It's great.
Might I respectfully ask you, my lord, how long is the way to this said oasis?
The oasis is actually not far. About a day's journey. I will equip you all with camels and the items that you need. The more difficult part is finding it. It is, of course, hidden deep in the desert. Difficult to find if you do not have the right items. And he kind of snaps his fingers, and another gnome like pitters in with 2 items on a plate. Looks to be some kind of rolled up scroll and a mirror, in fact, a very nice kind of antique looking like hand glass mirror. And he says, the only way to locate it is via the stars, but the map that leads you there must be read by mirroring them. And he says, he kind of pulls the map out and shows you on. He says, this is a mirrored image. So to read it and to compare it to the stars, you must have this. And he holds up the mirror glass, showing you how you would have to kind of compare. He says, so I hope you are equipped to manage such navigation tools. It does make things somewhat difficult. And of course, the normal dangers of the desert can stop anyone from making such a journey.
That is true.
So, are we seeing Bogdan in the room or striding into the
room?
Oh,
no, you pittered in late. He noticed you pitter in late, but you're in the room now. You've heard all. Yeah.
Okay. Hey, sorry I'm late. I got down there to find you, Ken.
I'm sorry, sir. I did not understand not a one word you just said.
I struggled to find you, Ken.
My kin? Yes, you are to find my kin.
Not Ken, you know, Ken. Don't you guys know nothing?
And he goes, so, anything else?
If I may
yes.
ask a question. How many of these map and mirror sets do you have?
Well, the mirror, unfortunately, I only have one, but we can always make copies of the map.
I see. And your daughter had this equipment as well?
Yes, of course. Anybody that travels out there usually carries a mirror. The map itself is nothing special. Most people don't even acknowledge it because it's a backwards map of the stars. They think it is useless. So there are multiple copies of it lying about. Usually when they copy flyers and pass them out for this party that happens in the desert, they actually include a map on the back. So it is not rare to say, but keeping the mirror intact on your journey may be and prove difficult.
I see. Thank you.
Yes, of course.
Did they print the map for the back on the tourist docket? They print the map for the back.
Yes, on the back.
No. They print it for the back.
They print it backwards, mirrored, of course, because then you have to use the mirror to. It's like a whole thing. The kids are all into it. It doesn't make any sense. It's like part of the experience or something. Can I get some more wine? He kind of like waves, and another gnome runs in and like fills his glass up and he gulps it down. His wife's not said a word.
I'll get on that too, laddie.
And he says, well, you can check the stables on your way out of the city. They are expecting 5. He turns to a gnome who like bolts out of the door to go tell them the number of camels that need to be ready. And he says 5 camels prepared and packed to the brim. You'll have the supplies you need, including extra water. You should make it.
Ooh. Can Douglas look at the map? Maybe do like a history or.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah, you could roll a history. You could also take survival. Yeah, at a history, the copy he has seems to be older, maybe signifying that this event has been going on for a long time. The map is, like I said, it doesn't show any land at all. It is definitely a star map, and it does seem to be backwards, or like mirrored on paper. So there's he seems to be telling the truth, at least on that front. Excuse me. the key here in terms of the history piece is that there is and always has been rumor of a giant oasis that exists inside of this desert area. If you can read this map, you can pretty much get there. But most people that go don't return. Most believe it's because it's a paradise. Why would you want to?
Right.
Can I take the map? I hold it up to the sunlight. Can I see the stars through the map?
When you hold it up and like hit the sunlight, no, the paper it's on is relatively thin, so it does like the paper, the light does pass through the paper, but it doesn't like cast anything, if that's what you're asking. Like it doesn't cast any kind of shadow or magic onto the floor.
Oh no, I mean sort of. Can I see any dots on the paper from the other side? If I
oh, I see what you're saying. No, it just looks to be like hand printed on one side.
That's a bugger. I was just could have been a shortcut.
Yeah. Looking for like a shorter way. He says, it's only a day's travel. But you know, I don't know how accustomed you are to traveling in the desert.
I am not. Could I ask one more?
Sure.
Without being impertinent, have you sent other adventurers to find your daughter? Or are we the first to try?
He looks and makes eyes at his wife, who meets his gaze, and he says, there was one that was sent last week to report back on the status of the event. He has not returned. I fear that he has gotten wrapped up in their whippersnapper celebratory ways.
Well, shall we keep an eye out while we're on our way?
Can you hear it, Ken?
You can definitely begin by heading east into the desert. Unfortunately, the map is no use to you until night falls, at least in terms of navigating directly. I would suggest beginning the trek east, and where you find camp, you can begin to, this evening, you can begin, I guess, to read it or whatever you adventurers do.
Okay.
Yeah, and he kind of like ushers all of you out. Yeah, you guys are able to kind of do that. Do you guys want to chat amongst yourselves on the way out? I'll give you guys, a chance to kind of chat, because you do have to pass back through the city to get your camels.
Well, Douglas asked if they've ever been given this task before, have been on any kind of mission like this before.
Well, just general adventuring. So, yeah, I've seen quite a bit of dungeons and dragons and
Dungeons and or dragons.
Well, I saw a dragon once. We run away.
That's the safest option I've heard.
Hey, back in Highland, I once saw a bear. You had bare hands.
Bare hands. Okay.
Get it.
Hey, Ken. I've been in a desert for the desert. Just got sent to kill.
Wow.
This is gonna be fun.
Okay, let's go.
Is Nova out loud?
Is there a shop in this little city where I can get a Scottish to common translation?
I don't know that Scottish is one of those things that gets translated frequently in the desert.
It should.
What I can, it should. What I can say is, you're welcome to hit. Like there seems to be maybe a magic stall where you can see if they've got something regarding languages and translation.
We cast tongues.
Yeah, basically, something that's got tongues cast on it, for you to be able to understand. which is definitely an option. There are also a few other stalls. I mean, it's kind of like I said, an open outdoor bazaar.
This reminds me of when me and Josh were doing a Guy Ritchie inspired London-esque style thing, and we were playing pikeys, and we did the pikeys thing with with 3 Americans who didn't stand a chance, and like Josh cast tongues on himself, so we were just conversing, and everyone else was just sitting there going,
What?
"Great dogs, I like dogs. You wanna go in?"
My God. Yeah, I didn't take Scottish as one of the language proficiencies.
Here, give
so.
me 7 tiers of experience, and it should be fine.
It should be
As
great.
a monk at level 13, I'll be fine. But
I am speaking common.
Very common.
I do think I've heard this accent somewhere before, but I still haven't mastered it yet.
Yeah. And you guys try to roll your R's and do some things to try to replicate the dialect, really, that he's using along with common. And you guys make it bumbling and talking in strange Scottish dialects down the streets of this little village. I said, well, it's more than a village. It's a small town or city. Back to the front gates, and the stables are pretty easy to find via the stench of camels. As it is hot, and the bugs kind of wisp around on the inside of the barn that they're held in. And it's actually a human male that steps out to greet you, as you guys kind of walk up to the stable. And he says, well, your camels, they're ready.
Thank you very much to Cake, who donates £20. Is that you, Cake? Well done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Cake!
I wasn't sure because it was right after someone else said, like, is this the donation link? And I was like,
Wait, what?
and I thought you acknowledged him as a friend, and I was like, I don't know. And thank you also to the Celts, as we know him, but De Geest in chat, who is who donates £10, and he asks if a nat 20 if this is enough to get someone a nat 20, and says that me and Chelsea should paper scissors rock for it, but £10 is actually enough to buy 2, so I just did one each.
Nice.
One each, done. And that's 20. I have one. Yes, that will come in handy. Yeah, and he says, well, I've only got 5 of them, so you're gonna have to just strap the princess to the back or something.
Is there a small one? Because that's a long way to fall.
He says, oh, and like looks down at your size and he says, well, I have a baby camel.
Perfect.
Well, how fast are these camels?
Well, I mean, they're camels. They're not terribly fast, but they are hearty and can navigate the desert. If you would prefer a horse...
No. I was just thinking, I am quite speedy for my size. We might use one camel for supplies, and I shall just walk along.
Oh, okay. Well, baby camel for the gnome. One less camel for this gentleman here. Anybody else sends camel?
No, camel's okay for me.
Yeah. Douglas, are you gonna plan to fly or are you gonna ride the camel?
I feel like him riding a camel just in that imagery is hilarious to me. So yeah, he's gonna ride a camel. I think he would prefer to fly, but knows that it would probably be tiring. So
yeah, especially after a day, it would wear you out. So okay.
Yeah.
So we're easy. Basically, you guys leave 2 of the full-size camels.
Well, we would. Oolong would take his, but just have it as a.
Okay.
For supplies.
For supplies, and you'll walk alongside it. Okay, great.
You would not want to impose his size and weight on a camel.
Yeah, I guess the stable hand looks up and is like, it's probably a good idea. And he kind of like pats the camel. The camel looked a little nervous, to be honest. And you guys are able to set out eastward without problem. It is a hot day. The sun is at kind of peak right now. It's probably midday, noonish, after you kind of managed to get all your supplies. The camels do have side pouches or like side packs hanging on either side of it, full of all kinds of stuff, including bedrolls and the tents and things like that you would need. and you guys kind of set out eastward. Who is navigating this? Because I'm gonna need you to roll a survival.
Just before we go in for that, okay, we've had a lot of things happen. So Deegies did the
no.
two nat 20s. Since then, whoa, hello, thank you for the follow. Earthen Lady has redeemed an advantage for you, Chelsea.
Yes.
And Cake has
Oh my goodness.
gifted a nat 20 to all of her other members. So to give a recap, Chelsea, you have a nat 20 and an advantage. I have 4 nat 20s. Kristen, you've got 2 nat 20s.
Yay.
Tony, you've got 2 nat 20s and a nat 1. Chelsea, that's for you, that nat 1 for Tony. And Hannah, Hanno, you've got a nat 20, and Cake, you've got a nat 20. Basically, everyone has 1 nat 20 at least.
Right.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Thank you, chat. I don't know where all those came from, but I do love you all individually. Yeah, and so who's leading this caravan headed out into the desert?
I was gonna say Nova knows deserts, but she doesn't know stars.
Oolong is fairly adept at nature things because of being a furbolg.
Okay.
So he would, if nobody objects, he would. He would literally just take the map, look at the people, wait for somebody to protest.
Yeah. Well, we'll say that they did make you all copies of the maps. You each have one, but so what I'm gonna have Oolong do then is, if you're kind of leading the way, I just need you to make it survival so you guys don't get lost in the desert.
Okay, let's see.
Bloop. Oh, I heard it, but I don't see it. At a 13. The wind is kind of whipping, as it wants to do in the desert. It's kind of kicking up a lot of sand. So the way is not as clear right now in the middle of the day. It is just very difficult to navigate. You're not necessarily off path, but you're not even 100% sure you're on the right path. Does anybody want to take any kind of action as you continue to travel? Anything you'd like to do?
Well, Douglas, I think if he can stop everyone for a second and just kind of hop off and maybe fly around, get like an aerial view, see if there's anything like dangerous around or.
Sure, that's actually a good idea. So you take off and into the sky and begin to kind of circle as you're wont to do, and you see something interesting. Must be your bird senses tingling, because there seems to be a group of vultures that are circling something about 1.5 miles off.
Okay.
Like I said, you can kind of see it at this height above the little bit of sand that's whipping up around the group below.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna come right back down and communicate that with everyone. Like that there's vultures circling something, couldn't really see. And yeah, you said there are
about 1.5 miles, kind of the direction you guys are headed, but it does look like there seem to be vultures circling something dead off in the distance.
Yeah. Do we want to keep going in the direction we're heading or investigate it?
I mean, in that northern desert.
So yes.
In that northern in the desert.
It is normal in the desert, yes.
Hey.
Yeah. I mean, either way, it was kind of on your trajectory in terms of passing it. You just kind of got an earlier view of it. The real question is, are you guys going to approach it stealthily, or do you want to just ride up on it?
I would like to do stealthily. What would you guys like to do? Yeah,
I can definitely try.
Yeah. All right. Why don't we give everybody a stealth roll then? Let's see if you can actually manage to get your camel to be quiet. Whoa, nat 20.
Oh, not so great.
Yeah. Okay, 12. Okay. Awesome.
It's handy being small.
I feel like I'm missing one. Whose stealth am I missing? Is it Jeremiah's stealth?
Jeremiah.
Ooh, mine didn't work.
So I say, did it go through? It may have just a little delay on it too. Roll20 is known for that.
No, it's coming up with some errors. Ooh. Okay,
Roll
I'll
20
do
is
it now
also
manually.
known for this.
Yeah, so they're also known for that. Yeah.
I haven't played a Roll20 game in so long.
Oh, perfect. Oh, great. Okay. So, everybody is actually relatively stealthy. It's actually Douglas that's least stealthy, and you're not. It's probably because he's just trying to hang on to his camel. He is a bird, in fact, riding a camel. So he's just kind of like swaying a little too much to be completely stealthy. And the camel's like grunting and like tossing air out of its nostrils, trying to like hold you on it and stay upright. You guys waddle up pretty stealthily, and why don't you all roll me a perceptions? We'll do it that way.
Oh man.
Mine's
Well, I was about to say, Nova is very stealthy, but doesn't see a whole lot.
She is too busy focusing on being stealthy.
Yeah, she's like, just stay quiet, just stay quiet. Oh, hey, nice. Jeremiah, you immediately see it. There are 3 dead bodies on the ground, face down, and there are about 6 vultures in the air that are circling them. They keep kind of diving down and like, picking them and then taking a piece of meat up back in the air, and they'll fight over it and then go, and they come back down again.
Okay. I relay that to the rest of the party. Well, I'll ride up towards the I'll ride on up to the bodies and have a good look.
Yeah, they are, in fact, without a shadow of a doubt, dead. And it's 3 what looks to be probably bandits of some kind. Their faces are bound, with fabric around them, definitely outfitted to be riding and raiding in the desert. But it seems that the 3 of them, including probably what's the leader or the bandit leader, lay face down in the dirt or in the sand, dead as a doornail.
Wow.
I'll dismount from my camel. I'll go up to one of the bodies and turn them over.
When you turn them over, you see something interesting. The edges of their clothing, as well as like pieces of their skin, have what you can probably consider to be fire damage. It's like scorched on the edge of their clothing, and their faces have a few burn marks and soot and that kind of thing. If you want some more information, you could roll me an insight.
Yeah. Okay.
And whilst you do that, thank you very much to Death Likes Cats for the donation. I think that's $15 or something around there. It come out of £13.37. Got to get those little kids some legal representation. Just heartbreaking. Use as you see fit in game. Maybe a DM special thingy. Now, Chelsea, that'd be enough for probably a couple of bad things at least. Or
okay,
no.
that's okay. Well, a couple of bad things are going to happen.
Or a wild magic surge if you prefer. It also pushes over our £600 goal, which means we have another viewer decision.
Oh, okay. Okay, let me simmer on the viewer decision. Okay, yeah. I'll toss one out here in just a second. So the what did you roll for? You rolled for insight. That's about all you can tell. There's definitely burn marks, though the sand itself is not like burned in this area. But then again, the sand is always churning with the wind. Ever turning. So it's not there's nothing really special there, but it does look like these vultures are not happy that you are near their catch. Yeah.
Oolong will actually look up at them, and because he's a furbolg, he has speech of beast and leaf.
Yeah.
And tells them, we will investigate briefly and then leave you to your meal.
Okay. Can you understand them, like a speak with animals type thing?
They understand me or the meaning of my words, but I cannot understand them.
Why don't you roll me animal handling then to see how well you communicate your
Okay, I do have advantage on that.
Okay, great, perfect. So yeah, go ahead.
Because of that, because they get dear.
Okay. They hear you. They hear all the words that came out of your mouth. But they don't seem to care. They seem pretty irritated that you guys are still kind of around and poking around their prey. And one of them actually dives down and kind of like, you know how birds will like dive in and then swoop out and you duck. They dive down and actually just skim the top of Jeremiah's head as you sit on the back of your camel.
Yeah, Douglas is gonna get off and then like flap his wings really not violently but intimidatingly to try to scare them away.
All right, cool. Why don't you roll that intimidation for me? What is it? It's yeah.
Oh, that's not that.
Oh, at an 11. You kind of like, you know how birds are like, I kind of imagine you like your tuft gets big and you're trying to be a bigger bird than they are. And you are naturally a bigger bird than them, but there are like 5 or 6 of them. And they start circling at a more rapid rate as they begin to funnel downwards towards the group. And we are in fact going to go into an initiative here for a few little vulture actions. But before we do that, we are going to have a viewer decision. What is in the pocket of the bandit chief? All right, which I guess we'll find out at the end of this. And the vultures come down. So have everybody up, quick roll me initiative. I should make sure I have the right creature up here. Yep, yep.
Oh,
Nice.
I'm gonna roll for the group at once, so they'll just share an initiative roll. And they rolled a nat 1. All right. So here we go. So I'm going to have you guys call your initiatives out to me, and then I'll toss us in order. Jeremiah, what'd you get for your initiative? Total. No? You out there?
Oh, sorry.
What was your total initiative? Just call it out to me.
Yeah, it's 15.
15. Oolong. Oh, you may be muted.
20.
20. Nova.
14.
Gliz. What did Douglas get? Kristen got for her initiative. Oh, you got 5. Okay. And then what did Scrat get? Okay, well, we are really just nailing this.
3.
We are really just nailing this initiative. Maybe it's all the sand and the.
He's late for everything.
I was about to say, you're not 100% sure. So obviously the vultures will go last because they got a nat 1. So Oolong, you are like on it, like bounding into action. You know, you almost see them coming down and getting ready to attack before they've even made the decision. And they swirl kind of downwards, like I said, kind of in this funnel as they come right at you, in fact. I would say that they're about 20 feet in the air still. They've not actually reached your...
That's what I wanted to know. So I will use my Radiant Sunbolt, which produces a... what does it say? I can hurl a bolt of magical radiance.
Yeah, of some radiant energy.
So
cool.
just focusing on my hands and then releasing it in a martial arts motion. It has a range of 30 feet.
Great.
So I will make an attack roll.
I was about to say, make the attack. You get 1 or 2. You only get 1 attack with it, right? Whoa, yeah, that 26 for sure.
Well, hold on. When you I have 2 attacks as a monk, so I can make that twice.
Yeah, great. Yeah, pew pew. You can kind of like toss the energy and then bring that back in and toss it again. So make the second one attack because the first one hit for sure.
Oh, okay. What did I just hold on? Now I have to see. Okay, second attack would be a 9.
Second attack. The 9 does not hit, but the 26 does. So just click that Radiant Sunbolt there and should roll your damage for you.
It does.
Beautiful. Yeah, you actually, you guys see as the Radiant Sunbolt exits, I'm guessing your hands is how you throw it.
Yeah.
And it basically, the vulture goes poof, and he's just a cloud of feathers as they like, it actually causes the rest of the vultures to like, like pull off to the side a little bit as this radiant energy explodes this vulture as the feathers come trickling down, and we move right along to Jeremiah. How would you like to proceed, Jeremiah?
Okay, are they in rapier range for me to attack with a rapier?
Probably not yet. They're about 20 feet in the air. Next round they definitely will be because they're gonna be swarming around you guys. They're just not quite there yet.
Can I take a dagger and try and throw one at the...
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Cool. A little throw and dagger action.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Yeah.
A 12.
Hit, actually.
Oh, okay.
They're just a vulture. There's nothing special about them.
Right. Nope. Just doing the damage a moment.
Nice. Same thing. You watch this dagger. He kind of tosses in. It hits one of the vultures in the side, and the vulture begins to fall. I pictured Duck Hunt. I don't know why. As it like tumbles to the ground, and it is in fact dead. You watch its body like poof when it hits the sand. So that's actually 2 vultures down. 4 vultures to go. They are beginning to get more and more angry that you guys are taking them down so quickly. They're like kind of, they like toss their wings back and they're like diving now at you guys. And we move right along to Nova.
And I'm going to try and throw a hand axe at one of them from my little horse. I'm going to stay on my horse because I'm going to try. I don't know if it's actually going to work or not.
Oh, who do we lose?
He just sent us a Twitter. He said he lost his feed or his laptop crashed, so he's just rebooting. He'll be back in a sec. That was Hanno. Great. At a 14, that's a hit.
Cool. My damage doesn't work properly, so I'm just going to do it like that.
Perfect. 6. Same thing. You basically slice right through it as they are basically in range now. Did you throw it or did you?
I threw it. I didn't think they were.
Yeah, you guys see her toss this hand axe, and you hear it thud against the body of this vulture. Just the amount of pressure and power behind it coming from this gnome, and it actually sends the vulture like out of the sky and off to the side as it lands on the ground with the hand axe like buried in its chest, and it is also dead.
I've got 2 attacks.
Okay.
Are there anyone in close enough range that I could use my flail?
Not yet. This next round they definitely will be.
Okay, then I can't do anything else.
Unless you want to take a movement action.
I will move over to the one that's got my hand axe in it.
Yeah, perfect. And you're able to like scoop it up and like peel the vulture off of it, like toss it to the side. Perfect. And that would actually put us for Douglas. Bird on bird action.
He's gonna throw one of his javelins at one of them. So
nice. Okay.
We gotta do that.
Oh, you needed a 10. The javelin kind of past them as they're diving, and maybe it's just the quick pace at which they're moving. But the javelin kind of misses and arcs and kind of pings in the ground just off to kind of in front of you. If you wanted to ride around and go pick it up, you're welcome to do so. So you can fight for next round.
It's gonna be like, whoops, I'm gonna go grab that real quick.
Yeah, you grab it and kind of resaddle yourself and maybe line up for another shot.
Yeah.
And that puts us for Scrat. Oh, Bogdan.
Hey, Bogdan. Are any of them close? Can I hit them?
Any of them close? Not in melee range. They are about 20 feet out at this point. They will close that distance next round.
And I'm just going to shout loudly at them in understandable Scottish.
All right.
With plenty of fist waving too.
Yeah, you shout uncontrollable, or understandably at them. Those are the words I'm trying to use, Chelsea. And they seem not to care. They continue diving at the group, and with the 3 that are left, they are going to bomb. They'll bomb you since you're yelling and making a huge deal.
Hey, come on, you fucker.
Yeah. One of them is basically going to just come down and try to peck you like with this beak. I mean, they're just vultures. It's not like they're special. At a 19. Holy shit. Yeah, so I'm guessing, does a 19 hit you?
I don't think I've taken any armor. Oh no, I have. Yeah, no, that definitely hits me.
Well, you'll take a whole big old...
I remember I went for the leather armor so I could still show off my kilt.
3 points, as even though it's leather, they managed to find it. Kind of dives and finds a piece of flesh and like plucks a piece of flesh off of you as it dives and swoops back up, coming around for another loop. The other 2, one of them is going to bomb Nova, who obviously took down one of its vulture friends, so it's going to with a nat 20. Holy shit. It's a good thing these are just vultures, gang. You take 6 points of vulture damage as it comes down, and it actually, like, its beak scoops a piece of your flesh out of your arm, like a big old scoop is it, and you watch it as it goes back up, it like whoop, whoop, and like slurps down your flesh.
It's mine.
And no, please don't take that. And the last one is gonna bomb Jeremiah with his beak action at a 19.
Oof, that definitely hits.
That definitely hits. All right. Well, the good news is it's not crit for them on a 19, so you're just gonna take 1d4.
Okay.
But add 4 points. So you take 4 points of damage as it too also swoops and maybe like tries to take a chunk out of your skull or pulls at some hair. As the three of them, dive and loop back up as they start the circle again to dive bomb the party. They are this time within range of melee attack.
Oh, good.
We start the process over. It's technically Oolong's turn. What we'll do is we'll just postpone that since he's not with us, and we'll just move right along to Jeremiah.
Okay. Well, I've got my I'll take my rapier out, and with a dagger as well, I'll make 2 attacks at the bird closest to me.
Okay, great. Yeah.
Okay. Let's have a look what we got. Yep. That's the dagger.
Yep, that's a hit for sure.
And 24 is a rapier.
Ooh, 5. Yep, hit.
Okay, and doing lots of up arrows at the moment. So that's the damage from the dagger.
All right. I would actually say you're probably better off attacking 2 of them because you just killed the first one. So
okay, I'll use the rapier on the second one.
Yeah, you kind of skewer one with the dagger. You see it slice as it goes to fly away and falls from the air, hitting the sand, making a little poof cloud. The second one's going to definitely get hit by that rapier as well. You can roll that damage.
4 points of damage on the rapier.
Surprisingly enough, this guy takes a lot of damage. You basically pierce its wing, and it can't fly anymore. And it kind of tries to get away, and it's like, and it crashes and burns and hits the ground. You hear its neck snap when it hits the ground, and that one goes down. We are down to a single vulture who knows that he's been outnumbered. And that puts us at Nova. It's your turn.
Yay. I've got my hand axe back in hand. I'm going to throw another hand axe and hope for the best.
Heck yeah. Bloop.
Yay.
At a 22. That definitely hits.
Plus that one.
Done. Yep, you basically flay him right open. You can see him trying to take flight. He's like, oh, no. And it's trying to get away, and you slice basically right through it, filleting the last vulture open. You guys now stand out of combat in almost silence of the silence of just the desert wind as it whips through. Did we get a final decision there on that?
We did. I whispered it to you in Zoom.
Oh, did you? I'm sorry, I did not.
It's okay.
Yes. No, don't tell me. We don't want to. I mean, I guess everybody knows you voted on it, right? I don't even know. Oh, this gang.
Oh God.
God. You guys, as you stand there in the desert with the kind of wind whipping around you and the sand beating at your faces, you hear the strange sound of like a and the kind of pocket, a jacket pocket of one of the bandits is like moving.
Oh.
Under here.
Do you want to open it up there, Bogdan?
I'm gonna get a kick.
You hear it go, oh, and something like gets really angry in the pocket of this bandit.
Got an angry pocket.
Douglas is he's gonna pull him away. He doesn't want him to kick something that we don't know what it is.
What it is. Yeah, you kind of pull him back up, and you see the pockets beginning to rustle, and something on the inside's like, show yourself! No!
I'm gonna hop off my horse, pick up my hand axe out of the other vulture, and I am gonna go up to the pocket and just like hold my axe over it.
Okay.
Just give me the word.
Douglas is gonna kind of, with maybe one of his wings, he's gonna like kind of gesture like, come on out.
Yeah, so you kind of, let's say you take one wing and you like peel back. It's one of those flat top pockets. You like peel it back and you kind of like motion. And as you motion for it to come out pops this tiny miniature little demon thing that can only be known as, I'm never going to get this name right. He's a sun eater. He's a sun eater dragon ogre of Schlog. And he comes out, he's got this giant axe and he's like, ah! Ah! And he like runs over and hits the toe of Bogdan. But it's like it's like somebody shrank this horrible demon down into the pocket of this bandit.
Could I have taken a swing at him as he ran away?
No, he's not run away. He seems to be very upset. He's like, ah, I'll kill you! Ah! And it like runs over and it's like beating the toe of Bogdan's boot, even though there's not like it's not hurting him in any way. It's just too small. Yeah, and he's like, ah, as you like tip him backwards and he like poofs in the sand. And he goes, I am the Sun Eater of the oldest dragon ogres. Ah! And it like runs over. Yeah, you pick him up and he's like, no, put me down.
That's a bird, kitty. It's bird. I gotta tap its nose.
Because you'll pay for that. And as you tap its nose, it does have like a horn, and you like prick your finger a little bit. It actually does hurt. You get like a little tab of blood. And he's like, I am the great Sun Eater.
What the hell do you do, son?
And he's like, put me down. This is disgraceful.
Douglas. What I do, son?
Just kill it.
With what?
No, don't.
It's got an axe, isn't it?
Please don't.
Douglas wants to ask like how he got here. How did he get in that pocket?
That's I was awakened out of my great warhammer of sleep.
You're sleeping in a warhammer.
I was locked there after wreaking havoc across the desert. Wizard shrank me down and stuffed me in a hammer.
Definitely kill him.
Aaron, do you want this?
Yes, and you just
Hey, he's all yours.
He plops in your hands. You can feel like his like strange hooves, and claws like on your hand. And he's like, I am not to be bargained for.
Sure.
He's so cute.
But we can have a conversation, can we not?
I guess.
So, you were asleep, you were trapped in a warhammer.
Yes. Yeah.
Who trapped you there?
Oh, these bad wizard men long ago.
And may I ask, why are you so diminutive?
I'm evil. All evil people are diminutive, and they shrink me down because I was killing people with my lightning. And he like holds his hammer up high, and like the tiniest, like thinnest, frailest bolt of lightning like comes out of the desert sky, and like and like zaps. And he's like, "Fear me."
Not yet.
I am quaking in boots.
And he's like, just put me down. Let me go.
Where would you go?
I don't know. That's a good question. And this demon starts to break down crying as you kind of destroyed his hope of escaping this. He's getting a little bit of a life crisis, I feel like.
Oolong would just gently, with probably one finger, pet his head.
And you can feel his horns, like everything is just hyper realistic. And he like, if he could purr, he would, but he growls instead, you know, as you like pet his, and he's like, can I come with you guys?
You can stay with me if you want. Yes.
You will not regret this. I am the great Sun Eater, and I will protect you, kind giant man.
I am sure the Thunder keeps an eye on us and will make things right. And I just put him on my shoulder.
So basically, you have this like ancient, I guess he's not really a god, he's like more like a demon, from Warhammer is really where he's from, sitting on your shoulder as he rides. And you know, as you guys continue riding on into the desert, every once in a while, you know, he gets, you hear him get really excited, like you know, a warlord is wont to do. I
feel like it scares Douglas. He's gonna be like, he loses a couple feathers because of the stress.
This is the strangest companion I ever picked up.
Oh, I was gonna see if I can find a really good. The picture, I guess, what I was picturing. This is actually a miniature of him, but he's so freaking cute.
It reminds me of I don't know if you saw the Buffy episode where they summon the demon.
Yeah, the ultimate evil.
Yeah.
Actual size. Yep.
It's the Halloween episode and he's like super tiny. They just step on him.
Yep.
Oh my god. Yeah, basically just like that. Here's an actual miniature of him, or a version of him, I guess. I just dropped that in chat. So you guys continue to ride. It is very, very hot. Who here is anybody wearing like chainmail or metal armor?
Nope.
Okay, well, a lot of you are smart.
Douglas isn't smart. He is wearing chainmail.
Oh, you are wearing chainmail. Okay, I just want you to make me a con save really quick.
Okay.
I'm not wearing chainmail, but I got sand.killed.
Oh,
At a 7. You guys begin to notice the Aarakocra is not looking so good. You're not sure if it's the amount of feathers or if it's the chainmail that it's wearing, that your partner's wearing, but it's getting to like sway a little bit more than usual on the camel and get that like glassy-eyed look of dehydration.
Nova would ride up beside her and just like offer water, offer the water skin, and say, "Drink. You can't fall off the camel. You'll fall off and it'll hurt."
I've got studded leather. Is that affected?
No, I was looking, really it's more the metal stuff for like heating up and baking. The leather actually probably does you the best. It's going to be somewhat breathable, at least in terms of this. But yeah, I only needed the metal to actually have to make a save. So
he's going to drink some water.
Yeah, you guys take a mini break, you know, like you're wont to do. Do you guys have somebody, so I know Oolong's like leading the way. Jeremiah, are you kind of like bringing up the rear here in terms of like watching behind you guys?
Yeah.
Why don't you do me a favor as you guys like stop? You just kind of take everything in. Roll me a quickie perception.
Quickie perception.
And we don't have it. Yeah, quickie, just boo boo. And we don't have a drow with us, right? Nobody's a drow.
Yeah, I'm a dwarf.
Well, dwarves are not drow.
Hey. I know that.
Okay, at a 13. Okay, sorry. Yeah, at a 13.
It is 13 anyway.
It is. That's funny. You don't see a whole lot. As you look off into the distance behind you, something strange. There seems to be you can't see very far. About a half a mile off, it's almost as if there's like a wall of oh shit, it's a sandstorm. And it is headed fast and furiously behind you guys. You can it's not close enough yet to feel the rumble of the storm, but you can see the darkness on the horizon. And since you can't see the horizon line, you realize that the sky is being kind of clouded by by this heavy amount of sand and dust being churned up. And you see this coming from behind you, Jeremiah.
Right. Well, Bogdan, you're about to get a load more sand up your kilt. We got a sandstorm closing in on us from the rear.
Nova, Nova, what does one do in an instance like that?
Find cover. Is
Okay,
there anything around that would provide? Is there rocks or anything like that?
The rest of you can roll me a perception. Like in terms of like very, very close, no, but there might be something that you guys can use. Let's see. Hey, it's actually the Aarakocra. You notice your bird eyes way off into the distance. I would say between about a half a mile out. There might be some rock croppings or a rock formation of some kind. It is off your trajectory in terms of your path, but there could be potentially something to use like a cave or just like I said, like a rock wall that you could put between yourself and the oncoming storm. But you guys will have to ride full speed ahead to beat the storm because it's coming up on you very fast.
He's gonna communicate that and just like point his wing into that direction.
You guys finally see it just barely. It's really hard because of course the sandstone like formation is the same color as the horizon sand and kind of sky, so it becomes difficult. But Douglas just pointed out and you guys are like, oh yeah, okay, I see it. Do you guys take off in that direction?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You guys and the camels like take off running. And for the first time, the camels kind of open up into full speed, and they actually travel pretty quickly. Oolong, you have to like hang on to your little buddy as he's like, he's like riding into battle. He thinks we're going into battle. He's very excited. And you guys ride as hard and fast as you can. How do I want to do this? It is going to be, I'm going to have everybody just roll in athletics because you're also trying to maintain the camel at this rapid pace now that you've got them worked up. So let's just quick roll in athletics.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, it died. 20K. 28. Wow. Damn. Okay, cool. Followed by an animal handling check, please.
Oh, God.
I guess I'm out of that.
I'm sorry?
Do I have to make one as well since I'm not on a camel?
No. If you're not on a camel, you don't have to make the animal handling check.
Yeah, I mean, Oolong has a speed of 45, so he will just...
Great. So the athletics was actually for your camel. It's Douglas's camel that's struggling the most in terms of like getting like speed going. And again, you're not sure if it's because it's carrying the bird, bird on its back, and it's just the communication's not there. The good news is somehow Douglas is still managing to like keep the camel on track, even though it's fighting you a little bit and slowing down your pace running for this rock wall. I'm going to quick roll a D20 for some chance here. Okay, well, the good news is you guys make it to the rock cropping. Everybody else's camel's like hard and fast. You guys are moving. Oolong, you made the athletics for running, which is basically what you're doing, alongside as you like lead your camel. And you guys make it to this small cropping of rocks, and that's basically all it is. Looks like maybe some of the sand has hardened over time and like a little sandstone cropping. There's a small wall that's kind of jagged between 5 and up to 10 feet. There's some small like bouldery type things around as well. And then there seems to be some kind of overhang. I wouldn't call it a cave, but there is like an inset type piece into this large, one of the larger rocks that you guys might be able to take some cover in.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys quickly like tuck yourselves in. The sandstorm comes like brushing past you. You guys hang on to the camels, who are pretty much used to the sand, but you got to hang on to them for just the amount of dust that's coming through. Your hiding is, I say you're hiding. You're able to position yourself with the kind of rock wall to your back, and you can hear the sandstorm just like beating up against it as it passes over. Everything goes dark, almost as if it's night. The sand is just so thick. I'm going to need everybody to make a Constitution save for breathing sand and dust. Whoop. Whoop. Oh, nice. Yeah, Douglas, you're like wing over face, totally prepared.
Yeah, he would definitely do that.
Yeah, the only one who may not quite is still kind of breathing inside. I wouldn't say like you're choking or anything on it, but it is super uncomfortable. It's in your eyes and your face. And as you guys are kind of waiting it out, it is actually Douglas that you hear something, this kind of like it's like cackling noise, and as you peer over your wing through all of the sand that's around you, with your and actually I would say probably two Nova sees this as well with the 21. As you guys kind of peer through all the sand that's like whipping around you, you think you see something in all of the sand whipping around, but you can't make it out. These kind of demon-like faces.
Here, look with Douglas like, are you seeing what I'm seeing, or am I tripping out?
I think I see what you're seeing. What are you seeing?
Those faces. Now, it's kind of everywhere.
Oh yeah, definitely seeing what you're seeing.
Yeah, and these like little tiny like evil kind of devilish faces, pointy chins, horns. They kind of like as the wind.
What is your friend doing?
I look at my shoulder. Is this your doing?
He's like hanging on for dear life to the collar of your shirt. He's like, it's not me! No! But he takes his big war hammer, and points it, and he says, but evil.
Oolong will just take a second to focus and use his Furbolg magic to cast Detect Magic.
Ooh, okay.
Let's see here. Detect Magic. Where is it? Detect Magic. Here we are. So 1 action concentration up to 10 minutes. Okay, I get the presence of magic within 30 feet of me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will take a look at my little friend and then at the sandstorm.
Yeah. When you look back out, what it seems to be, and any of you, if you wanted to, could roll a nature. Yeah, you can roll a nature check to see if you could recognize maybe what this is.
Nope.
Oh, double nat 20s. Oolong, you know instantly as you like really concentrate on this and try to identify it, that methods have been known to, dust methods have been known to track the desert and ride sandstorms to basically trick people and hide in them to kind of creep up on them. And that seems to be what this is. They are definitely riding the storm that's like whirling around you guys. And from your perspective, you can assume there's rightfully about 2 of them.
There seems to be methods trying to attack us via the storm.
Douglas is gonna cast protection against good and evil.
Okay, great.
I guess I'll let's see. Put that.
10 minutes. When the creature protection against separation, celestials and winter face have a disadvantage on attack rolls. Okay. Do you cast it on yourself?
Yeah, he's gonna cast it on himself.
Okay. Yeah, you're like boing. And you guys see kind of the blue light surround the Aarakocra on your team as he prepares for combat. And I would say that because Oolong rolled so high in terms of identifying them, they can't get a sneak attack on you guys, so they're not going to get a like additional turn or anything like that. But one of them does in fact reach out, and you see it like out of the sandstorm as it brings itself into actual like manifestation, if you would, and makes itself known. I was gonna pull a picture for you guys because they are adorable and awful all at the same time. I had one earlier. Yeah, they kind of look like this. I love this image. Let's see if I can't pull. This is off the wiki page. I just love it. Here, I'm gonna drop it in chat for everybody so you guys can all see how cute and not cute they are. Because they are cute and not cute. And he comes like out with his like devilish wings and pointy nose and ready to attack. There's them under my bed. Awesome. And so as the two of them kind of jump out to attack the group here in this small like rock cropping, and the rock cropping that you guys are in is almost circular in nature. So you're kind of on the inside of this, and the total radius or the total circumference of this kind of circular area is about 20 feet, just to give you guys and set up a little bit of the combat area. And we will go into combat. So everybody just needs to roll initiative again. Cinemas. Oh my gosh! So that's going to be Douglas first at a 21. Oh my god!
Wow.
Who has the holy sh? So actually, it is going to be Jeremiah because he has the higher dex.
We're rolling so high.
Woo! You guys rolled really stupid well on that. That was it. I did not expect that. Let me roll for them. They actually didn't roll too terribly either, but not that good. So that would be next up would be Nova and Oolong. Yeah, you guys, like I said, because Oolong kind of warned you, you guys were watching them and picked up on them pretty quickly. They were unable to sneak up on you. All right, so Jeremiah, you're up first as you see them kind of. Oh, wait, he's back. Bogdan, do you want to roll initiative, friend?
That's a hit dice. I'll take the hit dice.
So Bogdan will go last. Bogdan, so you are in on the know. You guys have kind of found this rock cropping, this outcropping that's in a circular formation of about 20 feet, and you're hiding out. These mephits, these dust mephits, have jumped out of the sandstorm, two of them, and are attacking you. And we move right to that lovely nat 20. So Jeremiah, how do you proceed as these two mephits kind of jump out of the sandy clouds surrounding you?
Well, I'll go straight to attack them. I'll attack one that's closest to me with the dagger and my sword.
Okay, cool.
So that's the rapier.
Woo! Hit.
Did you guys pick up on the wild magic surge?
Oh, did we get another wild magic surge?
Yeah. Okay, cool. I was just checking you guys didn't see it. Paladin Hulk donated £10. I'm causing wild magic with surgical precision.
So is that for me just to give to somebody?
Yeah, random or give, whatever you want to do.
All right, well, yeah, that will come in handy. We'll do that here at the end of this combat. Awesome, thank you. So those are both hits for sure on these little guys. They're not really wearing any kind of armor or anything more elemental in nature.
That's the dagger. Oh, flipping heck.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
I'm doing more damage with a dagger. I think I'll throw away my rapier.
Let's see. Let's just okay, so first one, that is a definite. Does not like that.
And 10.
Whoa! And another 10. Yeah, it's still standing. It's hurt pretty badly, but it is still standing. Yeah, you guys see him as you cut through, and instead of like a lot of blood, it almost like dust out of him into the air, this like red sand. And we move right along to Douglas.
Okay. Were we able to tell if it was like a fiend or it was a demon or
what you can you rolled a nature earlier, didn't you? And what did you roll on that? You rolled a 7. Yeah, you're not sure. You definitely know it's for sure evil. Like just looking at it, you can tell that it's got like an evil nature. But in terms of the kind of creature it is, you only know what Oolong told you, which is that it's a mephit, which is an elemental.
Okay. Well, oh geez. Okay. Just because I think it would be kind of cool. I'm gonna channel divinity on my longsword. Okay, yeah. I've never played a paladin before, so
yeah, you can. Yeah, you should be able to do that at will.
Okay. So I guess I'll just.
Or will.
Oh, is that?
Yeah. So can Feed an undead within one failure its turn for 1 minute or until it takes damage. Okay, so I've got to. It needs to make a wisdom save. Is what I'm hearing.
Oh wait, hold on. No, it's the one where I just had it too. Oh, it's this one. Sorry.
That's okay.
I have 2 different types of channel divinity. So yeah, I just want to emit light from my longsword.
Yeah, it kind of, and you can see it's pretty interesting. And when you do that, it actually causes silhouettes in the sand, and you see that there are more mephits still in the storm that have not jumped out to attack you. You can see like the outline of their body as your sword lights up, it creating this silhouette in the all the dust in the air.
Oh, that's unsettling. I'm like, be gone, hoping the light will scare them. But
yeah, you say it scares them. They seem to kind of back up into the storm. The storm like moves outwards as if they are almost controlling it or driving it. The 15 does in fact hit.
Okay.
With that channel divinity, so all you need to do is roll the damage there. And let's see. I'm gonna say that you probably hit the same one that Jeremiah was working on. Yeah.
Yeah. So I would hit with my longsword, or
yeah. All you need to do is right there, the channel divinity, the last one you cast. If you click on the words channel divinity, it'll roll your damage for you automatically. Yeah.
Yeah.
It should.
Where are you? Okay.
Do you see it right there in the chat box where you've already rolled it? You click the words channel divinity. Did you click it? Yeah, and then it should roll your damage. Should. It didn't. Okay, no. So just manually roll your damage for me, and then we'll add the +2 for channel divinity.
Okay.
That's quite strange.
It is strange. It's like blank. I've never seen that before. So whatever your longsword damage usually is, your dice damage plus your strength.
Okay.
And then if you're proficient, make sure you add your proficiency bonus.
Oh, whoops.
That's okay. You can do it that way. That hit too. Just click the words longsword right there, and it should roll your damage and just add the +2.
Okay.
Yes, and you do. Yeah, you guys watch as she this like brightly lit sword like tears through this this mephit. As it dies, let me double check what this says because I want to make sure. Must succeed on okay. Yeah, I need everybody to make a Constitution saving throw.
Everyone? Whoa.
Hey, that's no problem.
Okay. Well, the good news is, oh no. Okay. The only one that doesn't make it is Jeremiah. As her sword passes through this dust mephit, it explodes outward, tossing dust and kind of like flame energy outwards. All of you manage to like shield your eyes except for Jeremiah. You're going to be blinded until your next turn when you can make another saving throw to like clear the sand from your eyes. Okay. But as this happens and you're like, oh, my eyes, you realize that there's a high probability that the bandits were killed by these mephits based on the like scorching and stuff. Their explosion may be what actually killed those bandits originally. And we move right along in order to Nova.
I'm not impressed. So I'm taking my flail and I'm swinging it. Hopefully. And I'm going to reckless attack as well.
Nice. Okay, cool. On a 10, that does not hit. It does not.
I've got a second attack, which I'll just do normally.
Okay, normal attack for the win. Normal attack for the win.
Yay! Well, don't worry about the first line, just the second line.
Okay, so the 10 bludgeoning. So yeah, you watch as you kind of hit it, and it goes and it flies back into the storm as it like presses forward and comes back out again. You hit it kind of like a baseball off back into the storm, and that puts it as Oolong's turn.
Right. Okay.
there seems to be, at least inside the circle you are all standing in, one of them actively attacking. But you did, like I said, see a few more in the sandstorm.
Yeah. So I will use my first attack to make an unarmed strike against the one that is up against Nova.
Okay. Oh yes, yep.
Yep. Okay, that's 6 for that one.
Boom! You punch it nice and hard. You hear its, kind of thud into its gut. It's still standing.
It's still standing.
It is still standing, but you did definitely do some damage on it.
Okay, then I will use my martial arts to make a unarmed bonus action against that one.
Yes.
13.
13 hits.
Okay. 5.
Okay, for another 5 bludgeoning. It's still up, but barely. You see it
Okay.
As it's like flapping.
If it's still alive, I will make my second regular attack against that one as well.
Okay, well, that's a hit too, so roll that damage.
Okay. 8.
You take it down, but once again, it explodes in a fiery explosion. Everybody needs to make another Constitution save.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh. And this time it's Douglas and Oolong. Maybe you're just a little surprised by it, but when Oolong makes that final and punches it, the whole thing burst open once again, tossing sand everywhere. And the three of you now have sand in your eyes. The storm continues to whip around you. The 2 methods that originally kind of jumped out at you are in fact down, but the storm doesn't seem to be dissipating. There is whatever methods are inside. One of them begins using blinding breath. So make another deck. Everybody's gonna make a deck save this time.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Come on.
Oh. Okay.
What a roller coaster.
Right. Yeah. So I'd say in terms of the Constitution for the impact the first time around, Oolong, you don't, but your senses tingle, maybe because your sight is down, your other senses heighten momentarily. You're able to dodge out of the way as one of the methods, you hear it. And sand begins just entering the space at this violent pace, smashing all of you in the face. Everybody makes it but Douglas. And Douglas gets hit by more sand across the face. And you're just, my eyes, my bird eyes. My bird eyes. Yeah, and you can barely see. One more blinding breath will come from another method that's floating in the group. So everybody makes one more DC saving throw because it basically comes from behind you. Man, those 7s today, you guys, we are killing it. Killing it.
Oh no.
It's the one from behind you guys. It basically knocks Bogdan down, smashes him in the back of the head. And once again, Douglas takes that more sand to the face. You're not breathing it in your little bird nostrils.
Not my bird nose.
Not my bird nose. And Nova also takes that sand to the face as the storm and lifts almost up into the sky, and you guys are left standing there, sand in your eyes, unable to see, sun beating down on you in mid-afternoon. Oh, I think Nova, you're muted.
Hey, you are.
I was about to say, I saw you talking and I didn't even know.
That would help. Danger sense, which gives me advantage on dexterity saving throws against Dex and C.
Oh, okay.
Have you seen this?
Yeah, you would have seen them, so you can take the advantage at a 14 to pass. Yeah, absolutely. And so they kind of move the storm on. The methods that are left take the storm elsewhere. It brushes past you guys. And the sun is starting to go down. Now that the storm has dissipated, you can see that the sun is kind of cresting a ridge that you didn't realize existed. There's a beautiful pink line across the sky as dark blue begins to show and the stars start to come out.
Guys, are you still there?
Yeah.
You can't see or smell anything.
Yes.
He's
we are here.
Touching around.
Mostly, I think.
Sun Eater, are you still there?
Yeah, he goes as he like coughs out little poofs of sand. He's tucked himself like under your shoulder, and he comes out, still wielding, and he's like, "I scared him off."
You did well.
Yeah, I did. And you guys are able, you can use some water, like rinse your faces. The camels seem to be pretty spooked at the moment. And they do that thing where they like pull their legs under, they like burrow down in the sand to stay out of the way. They kind of shake that off. But it's getting cooler now, significantly cooler. The temperature's dropping by the minute as the sun drops beneath the line, and the desert goes dark. There is a resounding silence that is kind of unsettling here in the desert at this time of night. And you guys are able to see that the stars have come out. If you would like to try to make those survival checks, rolling with the mirror and your maps to re-situate yourself in the right direction.
Certainly try.
Better.
Okay.
My goodness.
So, okay. It's gonna be Oolong and Jeremiah at this point. Maybe you guys are just like so overcome, still picking like, sand out of your nostrils, that they're able to kind of, compare, line some things up, looking through the mirror at the stars lining, and then you guys are able kind of to right yourself. You are a bit off path, but only by about 10 minutes or so. The storm kind of pushed you guys. And you get back on following the stars, and it only takes you about another 2 hours traveling at night in this silent desert. For those of you that don't have anything warm on, it is brisk. The desert has been known for that. It is, in fact, a strange glow and like a drumming sound, celebratory drums, in fact, very tribal in nature, and it's coming way off from the distance in the direction that you're headed, and there's a seeming like glow happening from what you can only assume is a large fire, not like a small campfire. Like this is light being emanated like from a small village or something, and it is in the direction you're headed.
Go join the party.
Yeah, go join the party.
Wave.
Yeah, and you guys kind of pick up at a pace to get where you're going. Without the map, you wouldn't, and it not being night, you actually probably wouldn't have even noticed it. It seems that the land has begun to push here in the desert rocks upwards to create a small kind of mountain range, a circular mountain range. Some might consider it like the lip of a volcano kind of thing, and it's relatively large. It's the backlight coming from whatever's inside of it that you can see the kind of outline along the ridge. And as you ride up on it, the drumming gets louder, and you begin to hear the celebratory sounds of partying and libations and people laughing. Yeah.
This is much more fun.
Yeah, your gnome senses are like, heck yes.
Yeah.
Do you guys ride up on it, or would you like to approach with a little bit more stealth?
Douglas would definitely like to be stealthy about it. He does not care for this.
Okay. Yeah, you can ride up a little bit slower. It does seem that there's like an entryway into this bounding circular rock area, and it's very large. Like as you ride up on it, you realize that the height of the rocks are sometimes 40 or 50 feet, and they can go as low as like 10 feet in their like jaggedness. But there does seem to be some kind of opening where you would like ride your camels in to access the interior. But Douglas, you can fly up if you want, and maybe get a little bit of a bird's eye view as you approach carefully.
Yeah, he would definitely want to do that if he can, see well enough.
Yeah, you kind of fly up to a really high point and actually perch on the edge of what are basically like sand hoodoos that have like dripped over time and like eaten away and become very kind of spiky. And you perch, and your senses are almost overwhelmed with moisture, as the center of this very large village, is what I'm going to call it, has a beautiful oasis. There's a big body of water, a pond. It's actually probably larger than a pond, more like a lake. And around it, there are fires and drummers, people dancing, drinking libations, and everybody's
Looks like
just
we got a new
beautiful.
friend.
And they seem to be building some kind of village here in the desert. You can tell they've started to make more defined huts and things of that nature out of sand and mud, and they're packing those kinds of things down. But everybody seems to be very happy, doing their thing.
Do I notice the girl that we're looking for, the daughter?
Not at the moment, not from this height. There's quite a few people. There's probably a few hundred people, in fact, at this location.
Okay, too many. Okay.
Yeah, too many to just be able to say, well, that's her right there.
Right. Okay. Yeah, he's gonna fly back and communicate that there's a bunch of heathens in there.
Basically, that's kind of what it looks like, is like, tribal dance and that kind of thing. But you didn't notice, Douglas, that anybody seems well armed. This doesn't seem to be a place that, it's not like a base camp. You didn't see any guards or anything like that. Everybody seems pretty friendly.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna communicate that as well, and just yeah, there doesn't seem to be any threat. I think we could probably go in there and just scope it out and not have any threats.
Hey, I could fancy a bit of a drink, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
Hey.
You hear the little monster on Oolong's shoulder go, it seems fishy to me. Nothing's ever that great.
Yeah, look at it, he's fishy.
We should approach cautiously.
You see Nova pout a little bit because, like, she would love to just barrel on in there, but fine.
If you lot want to be stealthy, you be stealthy, but I can hear me some whiskey, and I'm going for it.
So you guys are able, like I said, to find that little slot that lets you to into the interior, and you see and feel the same thing Douglas did. This time, just from the ground level. The drums are loud, the music is going, people are dancing and laughing, and living vicariously, basically, as they eat from big pigs' legs and all kinds of stuff. There's a place clearly where everybody's parked their camels. You can park your camels, and as you kind of enter the space, there's an elvish gentleman, very tan from his time in the desert. He's taken his lovely golden locks and has kind of braided them, and he comes in and is like, yo, hey, welcome to the party.
I love him already.
He's like,
Leslie, not Nova.
we're so glad you found the place. Welcome to the Oasis.
All right, mate. Where's whiskey?
Well, man, we've got all kinds of drinks. That's the whiskey corner over yonder.
Yeah. Thank you.
And you kind of push through people. Bondon doesn't really notice because he's straight for the whiskey.
Oh god, we've lost a player.
Yeah, I'll say hello to my elven brethren.
Yes.
And say, where's the best place to get something to eat here?
Well, man, we just finished cooking up, a pig right over there. And he points to kind of the giant rotisserie that's happening. And he's like, or if you're more of the vegetarian sort, we've got a smorgasbord of vegetarian eatery here. And he motions right to this kind of long buffet of really green things, which seems out of place for the desert.
I'm going to make my way to the pig.
Yeah, you kind of walk over, and there are a few other people standing around, just eating from pig's legs and chunks of pig right off the rotisserie. One of the ladies that's standing there, this human woman, says, "Go ahead, help yourself."
Oh, thanks. How much?
Oh, nothing. Everything here at the Oasis is free.
That sparks my suspicion straight away. Okay, thanks. I'll take some food, I'm not going to eat it yet, but I'm going to mix. Well, do you know what's the name of that girl we're basically looking for? It's
Dumont is her last name, and he mentioned his daughter's
Misty.
first name was Misty.
sorry.
Misty was her
Misty.
first name. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know anyone here, Misty Dumont, possibly?
Oh yeah, the Great Mist. She's over there. And she kind of like points. And there's a platform. There's a very, very beautiful human girl. Could not be more than about 18, who's like dancing, scantilously clad on the stage, right? And she's like pumping her fist and kind of gyrating. And she is just having a blast.
Douglas puts his wing over his eyes.
Well, if you think her dancing's bad, then don't look to the left because there is even more scantily clad dancing from a crew over there.
Thanks for making an intelligence check to make sure I keep my eyes on her as opposed to.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, intelligence check. And at a 6. Nope, you can't. You try so hard and and actually I would say then you recognize in that moment where your eyes kind of wander, everybody here is beautiful. It is just like a collection of these beautiful humans that are out here in the desert just partying together.
With my low charisma, I'm completely out of place.
Same.
I will. The elven gentleman is still. I'm still with the camels. Tell me, friend. First of all, what is your name?
Oh, I'm they call me Blue.
All right, Blue.
Yes.
Nice to make your acquaintance.
Yeah, yours too. Salutations, friend.
What exactly are you doing here? Is this?
I'm living my fullest life, man.
I see. That sounds like something one should strive to do. But do you want to make this happening a permanent fixture, or is it temporary?
Well, I came out here just for a few days, but I've just had this like undying urge to stay. So we all just decided to like build a commune, where we can like live in peace and party free.
That sounds quite nice.
You're right, it does. Would you like to join us?
I will take a look around. Thank you.
Over by the whiskey, like.
And as my mentor used to say, bless your heart.
Yeah, man. Bless your hearts. And you kind of walk into the crowd, and Bogdan has made his way across the entirety of kind of this Oasis village to the far end where the whiskey barrels are stacked.
Hey, that is about fucking time. I haven't sand up my bollock.
Wow.
About time we had some fucking fun around here. And he's going to just start dancing his way through the crowds. And there'll be a £10 donation there, a wild magic surge for Scrat to keep him awake.
Right, so we actually have 2 wild magic surges.
We do?
So, yes, we do. So, I'm going to let, do you drink the whiskey? It's on a tap.
Hey!
You make the wild magic surge. So, Scrat takes his wild magic surge. You go for yours. Okay.
67.
Yeah, 68, 72.
Aye, 68, 72.
You know what that one is. And we actually had another wild magic surge I meant to toss at the last combat, so we'll get some more in there. Yep, I haven't forgot. I did forget.
Christ. Everyone here is trying to kill me.
Yeah, as you begin drinking the whiskey, you're not sure if it's the way it hits your bowels, so there's a sour taste, or if you actually are beginning to get sweaty and paranoid. But you're beginning to get convinced that these hippie people, they're all here to kill you.
Oh shit.
So what's the closest thing to me alive?
There are 3 other gentlemen kind of leaning against the whiskey barrels. They're kind of sipping on their whiskey out of tin cups and antler cups.
They look mighty suspicious to me.
One of them goes, "Hey, us?
Hey, I'm watching you, Kim."
Well, don't watch too hard. You might see something you likes. And he like runs his hand down his burly hairy dwarven chest.
Are you threatening me?
Only if you take it as a threat, friend.
Well, that I do. And I throw my hand axe.
He goes, whoa, and the whole party goes silent. Drumming stops, everything.
Hey, that's right. I'm on to Alias. I know.
And he goes, hey, friend, this is a weapon-free zone. We don't have weapons here at the Oasis. Nobody's trying to hurt you.
I hear him shouting and Nova starts running over.
yeah. We hear the pitter-patter of little gnome feet as she goes to join Bogdan. And actually, I'm going to have you make a second wild magic surge, Bogdan, because, the fuck not.
Why not? Yeah.
You're already in the wild magic surge phase. You do it again. Because we had, yeah.
Oh,
285, an early one.
Anyone who tries to pick my pocket shrinks by 50%.
Okay. All right. I'll keep that in mind.
I'll put my hand axe in my pocket.
Yeah, I was about to say, you put your hand in your back pocket and begin feeling around. Are you trying to take something out of your pocket?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and you kind of make eyes, and this is the first time you see the crowd kind of part, and a very, very beautiful, tan, dark-haired human gentleman comes down. He's wearing little to nothing, what most people would consider kind of a loincloth, but he's made it out of shrubbery and brush and flowers and things. And he comes kind of walking your direction. People part for him. And he comes up and he says, friend, we are your friend.
Oh, you're giving me serious, no vibes. I'm just going to punch him.
You punched him?
Yeah,
oh, no.
Yeah, I'm just going to punch him.
No! That in fact hits him, and you deck him. You want to roll some damage? For 6 points.
Help.
The entire crowd gasp as he takes the punch, and you can see his fist ball up, trying to absorb his rage, and he says, this is a non-violent community.
Aye.
I think that we should show our friend what it's like to bathe in the Oasis. Don't you, friends? And everybody says, yes, friend, together in this echoing, scary cult-like way.
Great sword! No!
And 4 men descend upon you. I'm gonna need you to make a strength save, because they're about to tackle you.
Oh, Christ.
I didn't mean it.
Well, they didn't do so hot. Well, one of them didn't do so hot.
Where are my friends? Nova's panicking.
One of them does really well, and the third guy. So one of the guys is the first one in, and maybe you hit him with the axe or use it between the two of you. So he's kind of struggling, but the other 2 guys just football tackle you. And grab you and are going to carry you down a couple flights of stairs, through the crowd, and they and they toss Bogdan into
for Christ's sake,
the cold waters of the Oasis. And as your body into the water, Bogdan, it is so refreshing. It is cool and clear and crisp. The water is very dark because you realize that it goes deep down.
Aye.
Here comes the fun part. Oh God!
I'm calling them.
I'm going to need Bogdan to let's see. I want to make sure I get this right.
I'm getting Macallan Amber.
I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
A wisdom saving throw.
Watered down.
Oh, I've got 4 nat 20s. God, what am I doing? I'm going to use a nat 20.
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, that's good. You should do that.
Yeah, I've just literally remembered in the second that I've got 4 nat 20s. I'll use one of those. Thank you.
Yep. So you used one of your nat 20s, which is good. You feel something brush past your ankles. You know how that happens sometimes in the water, and you think maybe it's just a piece of algae, but it's something just trails right past and brushes your feet as you kind of tread water and come back up to the surface. let's see. Yeah, do you try to exit the water? You have basically free. Yeah, you kind of swim to the edge, and the guy who was kind of leading everything, this very attractive, tall, brooding type, he says, "So, do you feel refreshed, Bogdan?"
It reminded me a lot of the Macallan Amber. It's, you could use a bit of orange peel in there, though.
And the as you go to exit the water, something reaches out and wraps like a tentacle, a small one, wraps around your ankle.
Am I still holding my axe? Can I just shoot?
Yeah, you can reach down. Yeah, you basically can reach down and I'll give you the first attack if you'd like, as it kind of like wraps itself around your ankle. There's just a tentacle kind of poking out of the water.
Get off me.
The 18 does in fact hit.
And
you do 13, man.
And I've got an extra attack on that as well if it's not letting go. You know what I'm saying?
It does in fact let go, but as it like releases from your leg, I'm gonna actually need you to make another wisdom saving throw. And it does take that 13 damage. It does cause the
Do you know what? I'm gonna use another nat 20. I don't like the sound of these wisdom saving throw ideas.
You shouldn't like them at all. And once again, something rushes over you. You hear whispers in your brain. Something's trying to control you, Bogdan.
Hey, you brainwashers! This isn't violent free. This is a hive mind.
I just needed to know this information really quick. Just ignore that. Okay. Just ignore that. Nobody saw that happen.
Whoa.
And we take the 13. Whatever it is does take the 13 slashing. And as you do damage to it and the tentacle like whips back into the deep pool of cool water, it is this kind of leader of the group that says, "You really should not harm our pet."
You know, I'm gonna walk up there and say, "Do you know what? I'm sorry. I've been a bit of a dick, and
Yes, we would agree with that statement.
I'm gonna walk up to him, like I'm gonna like, with my sword in my hands, just like you know what? I'm sorry. I say, walking up.
That's great. Most sorry people put their weapons down.
Oh, yeah, no, I just, you know, it's stuck to my hand.
Well, we can help you with that. Here, why don't I take that off your hands? We'll go hang it in the armory and weapons shack. It's just there. It's where everybody keeps their weapons.
Aye, that sounds like a great idea. Here, I'll give you my sword now.
Do you attack him?
Yeah, of course I do.
Nova is face-palming so much and wondering why no one is coming.
If you guys want to take action, you just gotta tell me what you'd like to do against.
I know.
Yeah.
It's just like I'm looking between the photos and like her friends, like what the shit.
This kind of loinclothed, attractive gentleman reaches up with his nat 20.
Oh.
See how that works?
Hey.
And catches your axe as it comes down. It doesn't actually hit him with that score, and he catches it with one hand and pulls Bogdan in close to his face, and he says, "You're killing our vibe, friend."
Aye, I'm harshing your mellow.
This is true. And he says, "Why don't you join the festivities? There's no need for fighting here."
I'm trying to join the festivities if you let go of my blade so I can get on with it.
Because fighting is not our kind of festivities. Here, walk with me, Bogdan. Let me tell you about our life theory. And he begins to walk around. People begin to party again. He holds your axe as you hold your axe. You guys almost walk in tandem to make sure you don't attack him. And he kind of looks around and notices the people that you came in with, and he says, "And all of you, come."
Well, since Oolong is still at the marketplace, he will now start to walk in, and when he's out of sight of Blue, he will use his disguise self, which he can do as a furball, and turn into Blue.
Oh, you want to replicate the elven gentleman you met?
I do.
Great. And you do so. You don't do this in eyesight of Blue, right?
No. I walked in when he was looking away. I just changed and kept walking.
Got it. Yeah, you kind of like bloop. And you do a really good job. Does anybody else want to take action before this gentleman and Bogdan and start walking around?
I'll walk up to the Misty, the princess, and I'll try and strike up a conversation.
Yeah, she's like, "Hey, friend.
Hi. How's it going?
It's great. You want to dance?
Well, I'm not a great dancer.
Oh, I could show you. Dancing's easy."
Cool. How long have you been here?
About 22 days.
Cool. What about where do you come where you come from?
Oh, nowhere special. My dad, he runs this like town about a day's ride from here. He's like a lord or something. It really bores me.
Oh, okay. You're not worried about him being concerned?
No, who cares if he's concerned? This is the safest place in the whole desert.
Really?
Yes, of course. Here in this community, there's no violence. Everybody's safe. We eat and we dance and we party. Woo! It's like a bunch of women walk by and give her a woo. She woos back. And she says, and of course, we all work hard and we play hard. We work hard and we play hard.
Okay. How do you get so happy? Is there any stuff going?
Oh, she says, it probably this special drink that goes around. Everybody just loves it. It makes us feel great.
Oh, what is the special drink?
Oh, the Kool Aid.
Kool Aid. Okay. Where do I get some?
Oh, just over there. We've got a whole big bowl of it.
Okay. I'll mosey off away from her. Airhead.
Okay, great. So you you kind of mosey off in that direction, and in fact there is a giant bowl that's made of a clamshell, kind of a giant clamshell that seems to have some kind of liquid in it. Somebody is actually brewing another batch. They're using water from the pool, the lake, in the center of the Oasis. And don't drink the Kool-Aid. And they're kind of like mixing it up. He's adding some things to it, and pours a fresh batch kind of in the clamshell that refills it. And he says, "Hey man, can I pour you a drink?"
Yeah, why not, dude?
He like pours you one, and he's like, "Drink up."
I'm gonna keep it. I'll keep it a moment. I just want to ask you what's in this.
It's like our special mixture. He's also like can't stop dancing.
Oh yeah, special mixture.
Yeah.
Gonna give us a clue as to what's in it?
Oh no, it's our secret mixture, man. If we told you the special recipe, it wouldn't be so special.
Yeah, but I can make a lot of money with this.
Yeah, man, but we're a non-commodity society here at the Oasis. We don't care about money.
So how do you afford all this?
He stops and you see his eyes roll back and he's like, "Oh, the Grand Master handles all of our finances, makes sure that we eat and that the buildings get built. He manages everybody."
Okay, thanks. I'll just wander off now then.
Yeah.
I haven't drank my drink. I'm just gonna take it with me.
Yeah, you like take it with you. Are you gonna sip it or you just take it with you?
No, I'm not gonna sip it. I'm not gonna do anything with the drink at all yet.
Okay, yeah, and you manage to kind of rejoin the larger groups of people. You've got your cup, so at least you look like you're blending to some degree. Anybody else want to take some action?
Yeah, I feel like Douglas is trying not to look at anyone.
Okay.
He's not trying to make eye contact.
Yeah, there's so much. He's just overwhelmed with all the hedonism that's happening.
Yeah, there are a few women that try to like, hey, Big Bird, as you like walk through and try to get your attention. The Grandmaster's definitely Jeff Goldblum.
That's amazing.
Like I said, they try to kind of get your attention. Hey, you want to dance? But if you're not really trying to stop and communicate, they don't really do that. Now, Nova, what exactly are you up to? Did you join Bogdan and his walk with the headmaster?
Yes, I was kind of like trailing after them, like going, no, don't, what, help, friend, where? Sort of thing, freaking out a little bit.
So they stand connected via the axe that Bogdan holds. This head guy kind of holds it as well, and as you pet up, he goes, a small friend, also wanting to know the great ways of the Oasis. And he kind of walks the exterior, waving at people, nodding to them. Of course, everybody's showing him a very high amount of respect. And he says, it's no surprise to me that you are here. For those who are in need of a new life, come to the Oasis.
Oolong would like to go up to them.
Yeah.
And, just go up to the through the guy. Oh, dude, I've been looking for you. And then he will just very slightly make an unarmed attack. Just pretty much the knuckle into the spine and attempt a stunning strike.
Okay. You can definitely try. Go ahead and make the attack.
I kind of want this to work. I will take my natural 20.
Then it does, in fact, work.
Okay, so he will take damage.
He will. He'll take double damage because you did it with a 20.
Okay, so rolled a 3, so that would be 6 plus 4 is 11. No, 10. Sorry.
10, okay.
How does it get to 7 here?
Yeah.
No, that's fine, right. So 10, and he has to make a Constitution saving throw.
Let me just make sure he doesn't have proficiency with that. He does not. And 18. So you stab him, and he as you stab him. Now there are people all around, and they see this happen. And he takes that pain right up his spine. And let's see, he casts
That evil laugh is perfect.
Yeah, ha 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 ha. He actually laughs out loud as he pries the dagger from his spine.
It's my hand.
Oh, it's in your hand. Oh, you didn't leave it.
No, okay. Unarmed. I'm not using daggers.
Oh, that's right. You punched him. Yeah, you hit him basically in like the spine kidney, and he kind of goes down to one knee. People rush to him, pushing aside Bogdan and Nova to help him up. And one of the older women, in fact, one of the older women in the bunch looks up and goes, "Why? Why would you attack him? He's our Lord of Peace."
I'm still looking like Blue, actually. So, dude, this guy.
She goes, "Blue, what has come over you? You need another dip in the lake."
How can I? Yep.
Douglas is gonna brush over to that situation because he hears the screaming.
Okay.
So he's just gonna go over in that direction.
Yeah, and you see this kind of going on. People are helping this very handsome gentleman to his feet. It looks like Oolong has done like a kidney punch that kind of took him to the ground. But it doesn't look like Oolong. It looks like the gentleman that greeted you. And like I said, there's this older woman that's addressing Oolong directly. Please, you need another dip. Go, splash in the lake.
Bogdan away if I can.
Yeah. Well. Bogdan, are you going with her?
I'm not leaving my axe.
Oh, he's let go of that. Like when he got punched, he went straight. Axe is
That's what I was hoping for.
Oh yeah, brilliant. Well, I'm not going anywhere then. I'll just put it through him.
Oh shit. Ow!
Like, he's clearly the problem. Once he's gone, everyone else will stop trying to kill me.
No, everyone else will kill.
Nah, no, it's some kind of mind damage. You gotta kill the source.
You.
Knock the head off, you know?
Can I slap him?
Yeah, you can
Try and like.
You can
get
try
this
and
out
see
of
if it hits him. Go for it. Yeah.
What would I roll for that? Because I don't actually have.
Yeah, that's
you-
just an unarmed strike. So you would use your strength. So just make a roll with strength.
I mean, are you trying to bring me round, or?
Yeah, I'm just trying to like, slap you. Like I don't know what's gotten into you.
Okay.
I'm trying, bring you around. So it'll be a 23 to hit.
Aye, that'll hit, yeah.
Yeah, you land that slap. That little gnome hand makes a really nice like sound.
So it's just 1d4 plus strength.
Yeah.
I would have to jump to reach his face. Yes.
Yeah, you'd have to be like, and you like whack his face without question.
Snap out of it.
Do I get to make a wisdom save or something to get rid of the effects of the wild magic surge, or?
Yeah, you can say, I will actually say she hits you hard enough that it kind of like knocks you free, and you kind of come out of that state of rage. The red around your eyes like dissipates, and you don't quite feel like maybe everybody's out to kill you now.
I'm the one that does the rage.
I wasn't doing too bad. But, like, okay, maybe no one wants to kill me, you're right about that, but ain't something right going on here. That lake, it's full of some kind of scuddly diddly that was trying to get all around my leg.
Oh, and as you say that, he stands up and he says, yes. Yes, it is. And I need, let's see, it is an area effect. So I need everybody that's standing near this situation. That would be Douglas, Nova, Bogdan, and Oolong. I think the only one not, right, is Jeremiah. Jeremiah, you're off doing other things.
I'm making my way back towards the girl Misty.
I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, shite.
You know, I think whilst we're over here fighting, Jeremiah's getting that girl over there a drink.
I should use my net 20.
Okay, so the good news is Douglas makes it naturally. Who's using her nat? So Nova's using the nat 20. Oolong.
Oh, yeah.
And Bogdan, something comes over you and you feel the effects of being charmed.
Do I have anything against charming? I'm not an elf, am I?
That would be next level. Okay, never mind.
Okay. So what ends up happening is as they get charmed, a crown begins to appear. This kind of magical crown appears over both Bogdan and Oolong's head. It's a flower crown. Very, very chic and hipster. And you guys are now charmed by him. And he says, there's no need for violence here. Please. Go jump in the lake.
Okay. We'll actually start running.
Yeah.
I mean,
Douglas wants to like swoop in and maybe do like a tackle against them jumping in. I mean,
you want to try to stop them?
Yeah.
Sure. Here's what we're gonna do.
I'll take one, you take the other.
Bogdan and Oolong start running head first to make a dive into the water.
Yeah.
As they do that, both of you are going to try to attack them. So make an athletics to grab them, or to like run them down, basically. But as you do so, you hear this kind of head guy. An Instagram filter descends over the two of you.
Oh my God. This is amazing.
Yeah, he turns to everybody that's standing around. He goes, don't let them stop this from happening. You hear him kind of whisper under his breath. And about 5 or 6 people start running after Nova and Douglas now to stop you from stopping them. So go ahead and make your athletics at a 13 and a 12. I'm going to need Bogdan and Oolong to make also make athletics checks like against them because you're trying to do what he's telling you to do under charm.
Right.
No problem.
Yeah.
Ah.
Bogdan bats you away, Oolong bats you away, and both of you dive head first into the water. To top it off, my cat's staring at me like, Mom, told me. Okay, I see you. They make a strength or an athletics to tackle one of you. And another. Okay, so one of them kind of grabs the feet of Douglas. It's not much of a tackle. They manage to grab like your bird feet, and you're kind of like dragging them along with you. They're trying to slow your pace. But the two of you jump headfirst into the water. I once again need both Bogdan and Oolong to make a wisdom saving throw.
I'm not too good at him. I should have used that 20.
I don't have any, so.
I was about to say, so the good news is, Oolong, you just beat it. You just beat it. But there, once again, that charm spell like washes over you. Unfortunately, this time around, Bogdan, that's not the case. And you begin to hear the ancient whispers of something deep in your ear as a tentacle comes up and wraps around you. Let's see. You are now under the control of whatever is living at the bottom.
Hey, that seems to be it, right? Seems like a decent fella.
And you feel just so nonchalant and happy.
Hey, that idea.
Can I try to grab him?
Bogdan?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can definitely grab him unless he's gonna fight you on it.
Otherwise, I would like to try to hold on to him so he doesn't get dragged down.
Yeah, it doesn't look like whatever it is dragging him down as much as just trying to make contact with him. Mm-hmm. But when you go to grab him and like pull him in, and when whatever it is realize that you didn't take to the enslaving spell that it just cast on Bogdan, you're in fact going to get a tentacle as well. And so a tentacle reaches up and kind of like wraps around you and makes a tail attack on you. Mm-hmm. Does a 27 hit?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
12 points of damage to your kind of feet as something comes through the water and basically like whips and rips you open, pouring blood into this blue pool. Both of you kind of resurface and are able to climb out. But Bogdan, you're really digging the vibe here. You feel great. You want to help and drink and party.
Hey, I want to groove it. That's what I do. I want to get down and groove. I'm going to get...
Let me just check something here.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah, by all means. And then, of course, as you exit, the master, the kind of ringleader here, looks and goes, look, he's having such a great time. Everybody, let us all take a dip in the lake.
Quick point of order. I would like to emerge from underwater as Oolong. I would drop the disguise self.
So not blue anymore.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
When I'm partying, am I partying like the way Bogdan parties, or am I partying the way they party? Because, he grew up in Glasgow.
I mean, I would think that you party the way you party, but it's more about the feelings and the vibes you're getting. However you choose to party's on you. How Bogdan got his groove back.
I've lost my mojo.
Now, let's jump over. We kind of have the scene going on where Nova and Douglas are now watching as Bogdan and now Oolong kind of come out of this pool of water. What is Jeremiah doing? You have the Kool Aid in a cup, and you kind of are able to watch this from afar.
Well, I'm going to take it back to the girl, and I'm going to try and convince her to come with me. So I'm just going to say, this place is losing its vibe. It's there's people fighting over there. There's disruption. I know of another place even better.
Somewhere better than the Oasis. I just don't believe that. Do you know what those people need? They just need a dip in the pond. It's no big deal. And she's like, and where else could you possibly go? Now, if you want to try to convince her, you could in fact roll for that if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. Well, actually, I'm going to use a nat 20.
Beautiful. So you use a nat 20 on your persuasion, I'm guessing is what you're rolling.
Yeah.
And she goes, somewhere better than like the Oasis? Where is this happening place?
It's about 2 days ride. It's the music goes on all night. It's much better than this. The music is jamming, it's pumping, it is awesome.
She says, she says, "Oh, I'd really love to, but like I just can't."
Oh man, come on! It'll be fun. You can
Uh,
always come back here if you don't like it.
yeah, I guess that's like true. And she kind of like steps down for the first time off of the platform she's dancing on. And she's like, "I'm Misty."
Hi, I'm Jeremiah.
Hey, Jeremiah. So this happening party, can I like bring a friend? Is it like a +1 type sitch or like?
Yeah, okay, if you want to.
Yeah, great, cool. Actually, um, I don't think I can leave.
Oh, really?
I don't. Yeah, yeah. I no, I don't like think I can. I don't think I can leave.
Why?
Just can't.
Leave
I don't
off
really
the-
want to, but there's also this, and she kind of like walks you over to the entrance and goes to step over the line, and you can see her foot like stop, and she's like trying to fight the urge to like her foot to touch over the threshold, and she can't bring her foot to. She's like, so I just decided that it was probably best if I stay here, right?
I'm gonna attempt to grapple her and take her over that threshold.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just make me a strength is probably enough.
I use my other nat 20.
Yeah, you like grab her and are able to take her over, and the whole time she starts screaming. And she's like, no, and she's like making a whole scene out of it. Everybody kind of stops and looks. You guys hear this woman screaming as you look over, and Jeremiah's got her like bear hugged and is clearly trying to take her out of this place. And the kind of attractive man that was leading everything turns and goes, "Stop him!" And it kind of the whole kind of crew of everybody turns and looks Jeremiah's way, and a few of them begin running at you. They have a ways to go before they get to you, but they are pretty big and burly. Where are you trying to take her?
I'm gonna try and out of this caldera and out towards the desert a bit.
Yeah, so I mean you've got her. There's nothing she can do against you at this point. And you managed to get her like outside the realm of the Oasis. And then you are trailed and they go to reach for you. They're like 5 or 6 men trailing you. And as soon as they get to the cusp of the exit, they stop too. Unable to exit.
Okay, I'm just gonna carry on.
Yeah, so are you going to travel with her, or are you wanting to just kind of hold your ground till the rest of the group joins you?
Well, I'm hoping that they might have seen me and, they might come and aid me.
I would say everybody in their right mind. So Douglas, Nova, and Oolong, you guys see him as he exits. Jeremiah exits with the girl. Bogdan, on the other hand, she dancing with 3 ladies.
Douglas is gonna try to use his talons to get free from the grasp.
Yeah, of the yeah, they kind of let go as the chaos shifts to the situation with Jeremiah, and you're able to like free your bird talons. It's actually Oolong. As you begin to exit the water, because you got the wraparound on your ankle, something starts to happen to you. And you're not sure what it is. You're getting this itching feeling around your ankle. I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Oh, okay, good. You make it. So that's good. You look down at your ankle where it's itching, and there seems to be this like disgusting mucus. It looks kind of like slime residue that was left where the tentacle like had touched you, and it smells disgusting and gross. You fight off the disease that it's trying to give you, but there is this like sticky grossness that has kind of joined you, and there is about 20 or 25 people that kind of jump off of the ledge into the lake and get a new dip in the waters. If you you would say everybody else that's standing around with a cup look, drinks theirs down almost all at the same time. And they all get this strange kind of glazed over look in their eyes. And the gentleman in charge says, "These are our new family. Let's make sure they feel welcomed into our group." And we will, in fact, go into an initiative order. So I'm gonna have everybody roll initiative because there is definitely something happening here. The cultists are kind of rising up against you.
Why are we all rolling
What
so
is
low?
happening?
We rolled so high earlier.
No. So because I'm dealing with hordes, I'm basically gonna roll a group for like 2 or 3 groups, and they're just all gonna kind of go together. These are average people, and remember, none of them are armed, so all they have are kind of their hands. Most of them are not. Oh my god, what am I doing? Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. These don't seem to be your hero adventuring type. These are pretty average folk. So they rolled a 12. Group 1 did. And an 18. Okay. Oh yes, and we get an advantage. Good. Yes, thank you, Earthen Lady. I will use that advantage here in this combat. Probably from and I need to roll 2 other bits of initiative order. One is the creature in the pond, which nobody has been able to identify yet. And I want to make sure I get. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess that makes sense. He's in the water. Well, he rolled a 1, not a nat 1, but a 1. So that's no good. Damn. So that will go. Whatever creature's in the lake will go last. And last one to roll. I need to roll for this friend here. Yeah, that's what I thought. And I rolled another nat 1. So the because it was a true nat 1, the kind of head of the cult leader, if you would, nobody really asked his name, but the cult leader will be the one to go last. So looking at initiative orders, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like the first horde, I'm going to call them horde. Horde 1 is going to go first, followed by horde. I'm sorry, horde 2 actually go first, but we'll just switch them. It doesn't really matter. So the 2 hordes will go first, followed in this order. It will be Nova, followed by Douglas, followed by Oolong, followed by. Did I get a roll from you, Jeremiah, for combat? Your initiative? I missed that.
I thought I was out of the caldera, away
Oh,
from them.
that's right. Yeah. I still want to give you a turn order, though.
Oh, okay.
But you know what? I'm going to put you at top of turn order since you kind of actually started the initiative. So we'll just say that that's kind of your.
Okay.
You're not rolling against anyone for initiative. You actually like started all of this. So we'll just say. It'll be Jeremiah, Horde 1, Horde 2, Nova, Douglas, Oolong. Last in that order will be our Bogdan. And then the creature in the lake and the cult leader. All right. And Jeremiah kind of started this whole thing off by taking the girl. The hordes kind of mass rise and split and begin going after a few of you. The first horde of about 5 or 6 people are head first for Nova and Douglas and are trying to tackle you into the water. So they're going to make just one general, and they're going to take their advantage on it. Let's say they're going to go after Douglas first. Douglas seems to be the harder one to grab. At a 16, let me just quick roll that. You're going to want to roll your athletics, Douglas, against mine. Yeah, so I take these 16, which beats yours, and you see like 4 or 5 people kind of jump Douglas, and they begin dragging you towards the lake as hard and fast as they can push you, trying to get you into the water. Nova, you also see this happening. Horde number 2 is a little bit more interested in Oolong and trying to get Jeremiah back. So they they begin kind of running to the opposite side, and they're gonna have to take their whole turn to kind of cross the space to get to the entrance of the Oasis. Nova, it is your turn. You see about, like I said, about 5 of them kind of on top of Douglas, dragging them into the water.
In which case, I'll attack whatever one's closest to me.
Okay.
I can get them off.
I was about to say, these are just average old folk. They're not wearing anything but bathing suits, so.
That's fine. She's angry though, so because like what the F is going on, she's gonna start raging.
Okay, cool.
I'm a desert rager.
Okay.
Anyone within 10 feet of me will get some fire damage.
Okay.
So it's in a 10 foot aura around me. I'm gonna try not to get too close to Douglas.
Okay.
But I am attacking with my flail as well.
All right, great. Yeah, go ahead and make the first attack. Yeah, that's a definite hit.
Cool. So that will take rage damage as well as the fire damage as well as the bludgeoning.
So one of the humans basically crispy fries. You see him and goes just like dead. That's no longer on Douglas. The other 4 don't seem to stop exactly what they're doing, trying to drag Douglas back into the water. About this time, Nova, you hear a large splash as something rises. I say rises, crests the water in the lake. You thought it was just splashing of all the people in there, but that's not true. It's in fact an aboleth that crests the water, its tentacles coming out, its tail whipping about it.
Can I turn around and use my second attack to throw a hand axe at the aboleth?
Yeah, you can roll. Yeah, as it kind of like out. Yeah, you can totally.
Cool, so I'll drop that one and do that one. A 14 hit?
14 does not hit the aboleth.
Right. Well, that is my turn. I'm going to try and stand between the water and Douglas and the cord.
Okay.
I'll move to that.
Okay, cool. You kind of want a barricade between them.
Yeah.
Cool. And that puts us on to Douglas. Douglas, you are welcome to try to make a strength against them, or an athletics if you have that proficiency to fight them off.
Yeah, he's gonna do a strength. Oh my god.
No, and it's not enough. They're kind of like pinning you down, and you're trying so hard, and they are overpowering you with the 4 of them in total. Yeah.
Can I mean, would that be my action to try to break free, or?
Yeah, to try to break free, that would kind of
okay.
be your actual move action. You didn't have any advantages or nat 20s, did you?
I did. Yeah, I didn't know if I had to like call that out before.
You can just call to use it if you want to.
Okay, yeah. Would totally like to use that.
Yeah, so you actually, it's your wings that like burst free, that like dump these weakling hippies off of you. And that definitely works in terms of your turn. You'll have to get back on your feet, which would take your full like movement action. So that's basically what you're able to do, but you're now free of the horde of people that were holding you down and trying to drag you into the water. But Nova stands at your back, blocking the water, but basically blocking it from you. It's Oolong's turn.
Okay. How close am I to the aboleth?
It is in the center of this kind of pool of water, so it's not necessarily close. You can hit it with a ranged weapon, but a melee attack.
How far is it?
25 feet probably to center of the circle.
Shoot. Because I think that is less. Let me just check something here.
You're welcome to attack a couple of the tentacles that are splashing out of the water that are a little bit closer. They're just going to be harder to hit.
Yeah. Now I will. Okay, first I will just use my sunbolt because that has a range of 30 feet.
Perfect.
And I will spend a key point for a flurry of blows, or flurry of bolts in this case.
Okay.
So it will be 4 attacks.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you pick one of the tentacles. So let's get. You said the sunbolt you're doing, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So let's get the sunbolt out first, and then we'll get the other attacks in.
Yeah, it will all be sunbolts.
Oh, they're all sunbolt attacks. Okay. Yeah. Great. Yeah. All Dragon Ball Z style, as you like.
4.
The only one that doesn't hit is the last one.
Okay. So 5 radiant, 8 radiant, and 10 radiant.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Okay, cool. Yeah. You see it. It kind of hisses and kind of dives under the water and resurfaces, trying to block. But you do land a couple really great hits on it. And it is Bogd. Yeah, it's Bogdan's turn. You are still under the kind of thrall of this.
I'd quite like to break that, ideally.
Yeah. The charmed, I believe that you can take on each turn, you can try to make the wisdom saving throw.
How's a 19?
You made it. Something about the dire screams of your party breaks you free of its enslavement.
Oh yeah, I remember. Have I still got my sword, or did he take it?
He did not take it.
Is he still about?
You mean the kind of cult leader?
Yeah, the head honcho.
Yeah, he's still standing nearby.
Oh, brilliant. I'm just going to rush up behind him and hit him with my greatsword.
Go for it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to use my nat 20.
Yeah, hit. Double damage.
Yep. Sorry, I used the nat 20. It's just for thingy. I just can't remember what it is. It's like 2d6 plus something.
4 is your strength.
So that's
nice.
18. And then I'll hit him again with my extra attack, and I'll use my other nat 20.
Yeah, okay. My cat is like right in my face. Come here, baby. I know. It's breakfast time, isn't it?
So it's 18 plus 16. That's 34.
So another 16 points. Damn. Yeah, you guys see as he takes 2 chunks out of the back of the cult leader as he attempts to run. He's basically trying to get some distance so that he can maybe do some magic casting on our friends here.
I know a magic user when I see one, buddy. You're not getting any of them, pal.
Oh my god, my cat. And I guess that's basically all you can do, right, Bogdan?
Aye.
So it is now the aboleth's turn. It's going to reach out and grab Nova with one of its tentacles. So it does a tentacle attack. A 20 to hit. I would say that probably does.
Sure
so
does.
That is 2d6. Oh my god. Cat, your tail is killing me.
As we get into like the end of the show, I'll just give a reminder. Chelsea, you've got an advantage. Tony still has a nat 1 for you to use. And Kristen has 2 nat 20s.
Great. I actually used my advantage, so I'm down to assigning the nat 1, right?
And I used a 20 too.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I have 1.
25 plus hours. That's my excuse. I'm sticking with it.
I mean,
I feel like
I'll
that's a good
take you.
excuse.
Yeah.
That's a good excuse. It has another tentacle that reaches out and tries to grab Douglas. Does a 26 hit?
Yes.
So Nova took 14 points of damage from this tentacle. And I'm gonna need each of you to roll a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, good.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna take the other 20.
Okay, great. Yeah, you use the other 20 to make your con save. You make your con save, Nova, just barely, but you make it. But Douglas takes 16 points of damage and Nova takes 14 points of damage. Both of you bypass the disease that it's trying to give you to put you under its thrall. And it's about this time that something interesting starts to happen. Oolong, you can feel it. The pocket, your little like friend that you had,
Yep.
you hear him like in your pocket or like whatever the pocket on your shirt is, as he's like coughing out water, and something starts to happen. It starts, your pocket kind of starts to rumble and shake, and he goes, yes, 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 and it starts to burst your pocket open, and something about the water has caused it to grow. And it starts to like whoop, 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 whoop. And before you know it, standing right in front of you, like pops out of your pocket, bursts free in its fullest form, is the full-on Sun Eater Dragon Ogre. And it stands in the water and takes its axe, reaches it up to the sky, and casts lightning down upon the water. Everybody in it, all 25 people that are touching the water, dead instantly. Crispy fries them. Their bodies now float face up. You see the aboleth as it like shocks it. It doesn't kill it, but the aboleth turns all its attention now as these two basically ancient gods start going at each other in the water, and they're fighting each other. People are now screaming and running in panic. The great warlock is what he actually was, that Bogdan had kind of put major damage on, falls to his knees and goes, no, no, no. Chaos has ensued.
Perfect. He's put himself right in just the right place for me to behead him.
That's true. Which you can, attempt to do if you want to.
Hey.
I'd say with a 12, you managed to at least hack into his neck. You may not take his whole head off, but yeah, you managed to like cut through enough, turn him into a Pez dispenser, and he kind of goes down as you pull it free, and he falls face down. The rest of the cultists begin to lose it. People are panicking, running out into the desert. Some of them are coming to for the first time in what's almost a month in terms of their right mind and not being controlled. Some of them are just like pulling at their hair. And we're actually going to the cult leaders now down, and it jumps over to Jeremiah. The girl in your arms goes limp.
Okay.
Kind of like passes out.
Okay.
Yeah, you're not sure exactly why, but she just she's like screaming and fighting, and then all of a sudden she's like, ugh.
Can I see any of the anything that's going on inside the caldera?
Well, you sure enough can hear it because it is just chaos. People are, like I said, screaming. You see a few people like bolting out past you, just running off half naked into the desert. You peer kind of inside the gap entryway, and you can see that the once was small monster is no longer small, and is in a hand-to-hand combat wrestling this aboleth in the water in the center. It seems that most people are not interested in fighting anymore as much as running or getting out of the way of what's taking place inside the pool of water.
Okay. Does the ogre sun god thing seem to have complete control over this aboleth?
It seems to be doing a pretty darn good job. I mean, it shocked it pretty rough, like when it called that big old lightning bolt down. But it, like I said, it seems to be doing a number on it. They are an even match, if you might say.
Okay. I'll get. How far away am I from the camels?
Not far at all. You could easily make it to the camels in a half turn.
Okay. Okay. I'll make with the girl. I'll make to the camel.
Okay.
Camels. Throw her on the back of the camel, and lead them all out of the caldera.
Great. And I would say probably Oolong, you see this happening. You see off in the distance Jeremiah kind of gather all the camels and exit them from the Oasis. As people are kind of pouring out, he's tossed the passed out girl along the back of the camel.
And I'll shout back, guys, we came to do one thing. Let's go.
Hey, kill everyone. Got it.
And like I said, the aboleth and the great monster, this sun eater, are hard and fast at it. They don't care about any of these mortals around them. You guys are nothing.
On second thoughts.
Yeah. And we can continue turn order, but you're basically out of combat. They're not in combat with you, they're in combat with one another.
Yeah, Douglas is gonna try to fly over to Jeremiah.
Yeah, you do so very easily. Nobody's attacking you anymore. You get over to Jeremiah and kind of land just outside the wall of the Oasis.
Okay.
He would also like to lay hands on Misty.
Okay. Yeah, sure. I would say let me double check if you can heal her disease with that.
Oh, okay. She's yeah.
You should for 5 points.
For 5, yeah, I was about to say. So she does. You heal her up. She doesn't come to. Again, she's been under mind control for quite a while.
Right.
But she seems to be breathing. I mean, you can even roll a medicine if you want just to check on her state. It seems that she's sleeping. You also don't know how long she's partied. I mean, it could have been like a 24-hour party.
Oh, yeah. I don't do that well.
Yeah. You're like, I'm not sure. You check her pulse. She's breathing. From what you can tell, she's probably sleeping.
Okay.
Yep. Sleeping like a baby scrat.
She's been dancing for a very long time.
She's just been dancing. She's been going too hard. Way too hard. What about Nova and Oolong and Bogdan? How are you handling your exit from this space?
I still grappled by the aboleth. Because it was picked me up and shook me.
It had kind of grabbed your ankle, but once the monster kind of attacked it, the Sun Eater shocked it. It let that go. It's like I said, it's not interested in you anymore.
Yes, I guess I am making my way far away from that thing, and
Yeah.
I am running as fast as my little legs can go towards the screams that happened out there.
Yeah, I picture you like running, looking behind you, and you kind of like bump into the legs of Jeremiah as you make it to the camels just outside the door. You guys are there. You're able to saddle up on your baby camel, I guess, technically. What about Oolong?
Oolong would like to throw one more barrage of bolts at the aboleth just to help his little friend.
Sure, go ahead.
And then also run.
Okay, yeah, so make me the first couple, like, pew-pews, and then we'll say you can easily make the run across.
Okay, so...
It hit.
Let's spend another key. Ooh.
Ooh, that 20. I was about to say, yeah, so that would be all of those hit.
Nice.
Okay, so we have 7, 5,
17.
And
14.
31.
So
Yeah.
oof,
31.
yeah, 31 points of damage. Between that and the bolt that he did it, the aboleth kind of all but dies. It kind of withers, and you see it try to retreat deep into the pool of water, and it's actually grabbed around kind of the neck by this Sun Eater as he cleaves his axe into it and takes the head off, and he holds it high as he stands in the shallows. I am God now. And the people that are left around him, he starts grabbing them and clearly trying to like either injure them or get them to work with him. People are now running and screaming, and he's like, this oasis belongs to me. And he's clearly trying to kind of take over. He starts, and I'm sure, no doubt, an evil monologue.
Now, do you know what? He might be overtaking the Oasis, but at least he's doing it like a decent fascist and not doing it like all that passive hippie shit.
I'm gonna guess that all of you exit the space. Is that kind of what goes down after this point? You kind of exit and join your camels, Bogdan included. You guys ride off into the night. This passed out girl on the back. You're able to navigate, back, no big deal, and get the girl home. But it is actually the sounds of his roar and the screams of the people that are left in your mind as you ride off into the horizon. Dust whipping. You have completed your mission of returning the girl, but it might be at the lost lives of about 100 people.
Yeah,
And-
Douglas is gonna have to live with that for the rest of his life.
Yeah, well, and you might have also put a brand new Sun Eater.
I wasn't being paid to save those 100.
That's
That's
true.
true.
You were not.
Hey,
You
no, that is
absolutely
true.
were not.
Oolong will probably go back to that oasis at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you need a
Douglas will
guide,
join.
I will help you.
To have a chat.
Bogdan's not a monster. He'll at least tell the emperor or king or whatever the hell he is that there is one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and the Emperor takes this information and he says, yes, thank you so much. He passes gold out and he says, thank you for bringing my daughter back. And he motions for people to take her off to her bedroom, and he says, as for the Sun Eater, I will send out a new party to deal with that problem. The last thing we want is for the Oasis to be used to somebody else's advantage. And that is where we are going to end today's game, because it is 7, almost on the nose. We need to do outros, and Scrat needs to go to bed. Plus, I've got to make my recording in less than an hour. So
We did it.
we did it. You guys saved the girl
Oh,
and
yeah.
didn't become part of the cult, for the record.
Nearly. Had a close call.
Close.
Had a pretty
Very
close call.
Pretty close call.
Yeah. So,
Don't drink the Kool Aid.
thank you so much for that, Chelsea. That was amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Yeah, so let's see. We went round the clock that way last time. Let's go around the clock this way this time. I'll just chime in with my favourite bit, and then I'll do the thing at the end. My favourite bit was the turmoil of not being able to attack people, but wanting to attack everyone. That strife was difficult for me, and it was great being stuck in a Scottish body that just wants to headbutt everyone. That's me. Next up, so guys, this is your chance to tell us who you are, where you are, what you do, and what your favourite bit was. So we'll go around. We'll go with the IT parade now. Kristen.
Hey, that's me. Also Douglas. I think my favorite bit was just Douglas's struggle to stay on a camel and just function on a camel. So he loved that. You can always follow me for updates. I play an anti-hero game on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So that is a lot of fun. I play a cat lady. So and I think that's it for now. I got some games in the mix and we'll be coming up soon and play a lot of one shots recently. So check it out.
Yeah.
Awesome. Please do post links in the chat. I would normally do them for you, but I'm too tired to comprehend everything you were saying. I'm sorry, it's just the raw truth. Next up, Tony.
Hi. Right. Well, hi. What am I? Well, my favourite bit. Oh God, causing the chaos at the end.
Yeah.
That was good. I just went. I'm leaving and leave the mess behind them. Yeah, but that was excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it's nice to get to play with you.
Yeah, it's great, and it's my first time being DM'd by you.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I feel like we chat all the time, and this is my first time actually getting DM you. So yeah, I'm glad you're at the table today, man.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Well, I'm Nil Chill on Twitter, Light Fingery in Twitch. It sounds wrong, doesn't it? But I don't really stream anything. I'm a fan of everything that goes on on Twitch and the streaming that goes on. I'm just a viewer more than a voyeur.
Hey, those are the most important people. I got to be real.
Yeah, and also I've got to say as well, Tony. I swear I hear you say that at least once a week.
Something. It has been quite frequently.
Yeah.
And we've got another one tomorrow.
Yeah, you're not sounding much like a viewer to me, buddy. You're sounding like a streamer. You've been sucked in.
We have turned him to the dark side.
We have.
Yeah, it happens a lot recently. Yeah, it's good though. I enjoy it.
Good. And next up we have Hanno Ronin Summer.
Yes, Ronin_Summer is my Twitter. What I really loved were especially the cultists NPCs. That was so amazing. I mean, pretty much all the NPCs were on point, so thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. I love NPCs. I love playing NPCs. It's like one of my favorite things in the world.
It's great, especially the evil ones, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I DM for FAQ Crew, FAQ New. We do not stream, but we are on YouTube. You can find the channel via my Twitter profile. And keep an eye out. I usually inform about new episodes. We started a new campaign 15 weeks or 15 sessions ago after Strahd took its toll on the old crew.
17 sessions ago.
And you can also find me every other Saturday on Mobius Tempest's Twitch stream playing Lieutenant Tolek in Star Trek Adventures.
Awesome, fantastic. Please do put links in chat, guys. I don't block anything like that. Please chuck them in so everyone can go and find you guys. So next around the clock we have Cake.
Hi, it's me. I am Eyelids in the Cake on Twitter and on Twitch. I don't stream. I do play in some streamed games every now and then. I play about 4 games a week and DM some of those as well, and it's great. And my favourite part, and Hanno stole it as well, the NPCs. We've been chatting in the background. The NPCs are just crazy amazing. You are so cool. I love your DM style. It's great. Thank you for having me.
Thanks. Yeah, I'm glad I got to play with you. I always love playing with new people. I just love it.
That was really good. Really cool.
And so last but by no means least, Woman of the Hour, who comes up with all the great ideas and all the great NPCs, Chelsea.
Hi, friends. I'm Chelsea. You may also know me as Little Red Dot. You can find me online in all those places. My Twitter is my most active kind of place other than my Discord. But you can grab my Discord link off my Twitter profile. If you want to come over and chat, there's cool people there. That's kind of what we do. I am a almost full-time tabletop streamer. I may not be making a full-time paycheck, but I'm giving it that many hours at this point. I play on a lot of different channels, including here. Scrat lets me play on his. I've started some stuff over on my channel, which I'll talk about here in a second. But you can also catch me with the North by Northwest podcast. You can check me out over on Nerd Immersion's channel playing through the Princess of Apocalypse. Every Saturday, I'm with the network Roll For It. We're playing through a World of Darkness campaign as mortals. That's fun. Those are kind of my regulars, I guess. I play over here on Scratch channel pretty frequently. And more than that, like I said, I started streaming on my own channel. And this month is pretty exciting. I am playtesting through a new build out for the Fate core system called Fate of Cthulhu. So if you want to come get some Eldritch and Lovecraftian lore in, actually next Friday night at 8 o'clock, Scrat will be joining us, joining the team for kind of a mini campaign to close it out. And then I'm going to be doing a Wednesday night run as well through the King in Yellow. So you can find all that information as well as my schedule on my Twitter. But yeah, thanks for letting me come. I have to say my favorite part was trying to figure out how the hell I was going to mitigate a Sun Eater being brought into all of this. And I asked for like what was in the pocket, and I was like, there's no viable way for me to like have a full-size Sun Eater in the pocket of a bandit. I was like, well, they didn't say it had to be full sized.
Yeah.
Like nobody said he had to be full size. So let's Scrat get some sleep. And thank you to everybody that donated during the stream to make our story more interesting, but also to support such a killer cause.
Yeah. So today we raised £630 and 37 pence. I'm not sure how much that equates to in dollars, but I guess it'd be somewhere in the region of 800, 700, 800, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, great job today, guys. Thank you so much. I'll be transferring that across as well. There's a little bit more than that actually as well, because I'm going to look at the bits that were donated today as well, and when the bits payment gets paid out to me, I'll pay that out to them as well.
Oh wow,
so
cool.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm not going to bother to work out is the subscriptions, because too much effort. Yeah, so that's we've done amazing. Well done, everyone. Do you know what? I've not actually promoted myself all day. I've only been promoting the charity, so I'm gonna take this moment at the end to promote myself. These are my social links, guys. If you wanna get in the Discord, you should, because it's an amazing place. It's full of inclusive people. They're absolutely amazing, helpful, teachy. They're not preachy. They're great. I'm genuinely proud of them, and I'm proud to be able to tout my Discord to new and returning players and old players and everyone. If you want to get a game, get on Twitter, send me a follow, send me a DM. I'll get you in here, and you'll get in a book. You'll be in the game. I think we're currently looking at August, but there's also some weekends that might be free before then, so who knows. And if you want to catch up with everything, get on the YouTube. I'll be uploading all of these because I think I've worked out a way to record it this time. I think I'm on top of it. Because usually the 12 and 24-hour streams mess me up, and I can't put the videos on. But I think this time I've found a way. This week, I will be back tomorrow at 1 PM EST, as will Tony, and Alice will be running a game of Jumanji. Or at least following our Jumanji story from last time. On Tuesday, we'll be running the Wizards and Wardrobes campaign at 2 PM EST. On Wednesday at 3:30 PM EST, we'll have Kiana here for the Feywild One-Shot Wonders. On Thursday, I'll be over on Encounter Roleplay doing the Larkspur sequence. I'll be playing Dr. Hezekiah Shah. On Friday, I'm going to go absolutely mental, and I'm going to play Conan at midday. I'm going to play a stream here at 4 PM, and then another stream in Chelsea's at 8 PM, right, Chelsea? Yeah, so I've got 3 streams on Friday night next week, and then I've got nothing booked in for the weekend, except I can see that there is a Will visit. There's Alice's little brother is visiting, so I don't know if there'll be streams then or not, but I will work that out when I wake up after this long sleep. And then after that, on the 16th, we'll be starting our new City of Mist campaign. So I better get writing, because so far I've written nothing for that. That's me. I also have a Patreon if you just want to come and support me. This won't go towards charity, but it will go towards me. And I have merchandise as well, and I have a competition that's got some days left, like 12 days left or something on it, for some merchandise. And top tier Patreons, they also get exclusive merch at the minute. You can get a black t-shirt or hoodie with a gold emblem on, which is not available anywhere. Yeah, that's me. Right, guys. Thank you so much for your help. Yeah, this was great. Good night, you guys. I'm gonna go and sleep in the sunshine. Actually, we should probably take everyone over and raid someone as well.
Oh yeah, let's raid somebody. Who
yeah,
we want to
definitely. I don't know. Let's have a look. Who's even live? What time is it? What year is it?
Who's live? You could hit.
I've got a Monday.
Let's see.
Wow.
Oh, let's see. It looks like that's a rebroadcast. That doesn't work.
Right at the end, InWills donates £70 to take our total up to
Oh,
£737.
amazing. That's
Thank
amazing.
you so much, InWills.
Thank you.
I mean, that's a viewer decision. I think the viewer decision is that I go to sleep.
Yeah, the viewer decision is Strat gets to rest. I was about to say it looks like
Play
Hyper
Angie.
RPG. Yeah, Hyper RPG's up and running.
Yeah, we'll go over there. That'll do nicely. I don't think I've rated them before either, so this will be fun.
There we go.
Yeah.
You did totally wake up for the last minute there, Cation.
Yeah.
You dry spray.
Oh, advert. My bad. Okay, so guys, we're going over there. Stick around.
Right.
When you get in there, hit them with all the Scrat hype. Just fill it up. If you don't have the Scrat hype emote, that's fine. Just type Scrat hype. We'll do something else and just bombard them. Guys, this has been amazing. I always enjoy these, even if it looks like I'm absolutely shattered at the end. I don't actually sleep. I'm an android, so don't worry about me. It's fine. But I am an android that can evoke emotions, and you should keep evoking emotions always, and come back to the academy to learn more about D&D every day. Love you all. See you later. Goodbye.
Bye.